At the tone, we will be 1 minute and 30 seconds away. At the tone, we will be 1 minute away. At the tone, we will be 30 seconds away. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Are you saying even well-hung guys like you and Blitz might have like little tinky winkies when they're doing things like this?
Well, when the 6'6" African-American gentleman with massive hands picked it up with his little paperclip deal, I still look like a little baby.
Yeah, I'd have an innie. Yeah.
So me and Lummy shouldn't feel that bad when ours goes in its little hidey hole, because we rest assured that even well-endowed men like you and Blitz are having little roll-up issues.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so much better.
Sure does.
Man, nothing's more emasculating than your penis.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of your listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is strictly prohibited.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Oh, Black Betty rammed her hand. Oh, Black Solar. Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. I was thinking about maybe renaming the show.
Oh, to what?
Hold on,
Todd and Friends.
Todd Zidane and Friends.
Todd and Friends in the morning.
Just kind of riding out this dark match Jimi Hendrix deal right here.
Exactly.
Has anybody seen Woodstock 99
Have
yet?
anyone seen High Train?
Oh, really? Jesus, I was just getting into the acid trip deal. What a rip. A triangle shovel-like looking things on trains, right? I don't think they have them anymore, do they? I don't think they have. I just think when the train hits you, like it's not even trying to move you out of the way. Like, would those cow catchers literally save your life? Like, it would kind of like hit you and then like funnel you off to the side, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it saved the train from getting derailed.
Right.
Biggie McGillicuddy, Hall of Famer, 1,000 bits.
You don't think the
That's all
cow
that really
You don't
matters.
think the cow makes it?
I don't think that matters.
Probably not.
No.
Getting a lick at 45 miles an hour with something that doesn't give at all.
Something that weighs, I don't know, 9 million pounds.
Versus your little 600.
Your little 750-pound ass, which is usually pretty big by whatever standards, but not when I wonder how much a train weighs.
Oh, it's tons and tons and tons.
Especially when they're hauling like coal and grain and cars and, that seems to be the only thing that trains haul.
It says it ranges between 3,000 to 18,000 tons.
Wow.
Tons.
Yes.
Is what a train is.
So that's like 18,000. It's 36 million pounds.
The longest and heaviest train in North America was in 1967. It had 500 cars.
Jesus.
And it weighed 48,170 tons.
Right, and how many locomotives they have to pull that nonsense? Jesus.
Probably 3 or 4.
No, probably
The train
8.
itself was 4 miles long.
Wow. Man, can you imagine getting stuck in that one? I'd come unglued. I mean, like, trains ruin my day.
Someone you hear ding, ding. You're like, oh, I'll wait for it.
Yeah.
The train itself's 4 miles long.
That's why you gun it and try to hope to God you make it across the tracks.
I've even 2 hours.
I've even, listen, I'm not admitting to this as a younger child, but as a kid, 16, 17, 18.
Last week.
Even when the arms are down, I've gone through the arms before.
It's got to be one of the most dangerous things in the world to do, though.
You think so?
Well, because if you miscalculate or the train's coming around a corner and you're not familiar with the track, sometimes the track you can see it both ways for miles.
It's no big deal.
I've never gone through the arms on a place that I wasn't familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Like I went in Warsaw. I went through the arms because I knew the territory, and you could like literally look down, and the train would probably be like maybe from here to like Blitz where that plane crashed down the like that. It would be that close.
Yeah,
and then you just go right through it.
And a lot of places, especially around here, like in the city, they're going so slow,
really slow, like 5 miles an hour. There's a place in South Tampa where they'll just kind of like dismount cars. It just kind of cross the street for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then it comes back like 5 minutes later and does another couple. It's really torture.
Trains are kind of cool.
That heavy train weighs it weighed 97 million pounds.
Oh. The longest train ever.
Yeah.
And how many? Did it say how many locomotives it took to run that thing? I'd say probably 8, at least 8. And don't they sometimes put them in the back as pushers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like sometimes there'll be like 2 up front and then 1 in the back. Is that 1 in the back? Or is he in reverse and just going in reverse? Is he pushing or is he just part of the?
I don't know.
Maybe when they have to like change directions, he's the reverse.
Oh, maybe that's why they do that. Maybe they just put him in neutral, right?
Maybe
they just put him in neutral and pull him until they get to where they're going and they have to go back. Right now, you already have a guy on the other side.
Oh, man. So I guess in 2001, there was a train in Australia that weighed 99,000 pounds.
Really?
Or tons.
Dan, are you ready to?
It was 4.5 miles.
Are you ready to do your? Are you looking at your calendar for maybe clearing up the 26th of our new show?
Yes.
Dan makes woke his bitch.
Yes.
Did you get any heat from yesterday's show? Because it was all about just a lot of Diaco strife, if you will, like from the pill deal to you and Jay getting after it, like to Steve. Like, was any blowback to
Steve? Missed a conference call yesterday with me that was important, so he was apologetic when I talked to him yesterday. He wasn't picking a fight.
He didn't even know. Thank God he didn't listen to the show, right?
No, but Jay did program Dad's Machine last night.
Let's just say this though. Thank God Steve doesn't listen to the show.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because he'd have a lot of heat with just the way we roll.
He'd micro dissect it.
He would. And so Jay went over and they got the machine. And now the machine doesn't it's not interactive like Pillow where it's calling up, it's more primitive where it just opens up the drawer and Joe knows to take it at that time.
Yeah, it's got 28 trays, 4 per day. Jay loaded it all up, plugged it all in, got it all programmed. And so 4 times a day it'll dispense pills. But it also gives a notification to Steven so he can
micromanage that too.
Exactly.
So,
but we're happy to get it, situated.
What if Joe is traveling or he's over on the coast at the condo or something like that? Then what? Ziploc bag kind of deals?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to lug it around like the people that lug their oxygen around. No. I don't know the answer to that one.
How big is it?
I didn't see it in person, but I imagine it's about the size
of a small printer.
Yeah, between a shoebox and a printer.
And
I would assume if he goes on vacation, just get him a few of those pillbox thing, the daily whatever.
He never goes on vacation. If he does, he's with Steve and Russ.
That's what I'm saying. Or if it's just a couple, I can't imagine it'd be more than a few days. So.
Right. He hates planes.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, he flew. I mean, he flew on them when he was the team doctor for years. Did he not?
Yeah, but when he was in a situation where it's like a chartered flight, he's in first class. It's a little different for him. But when he's like, with the general pop cattle call and worried about making the flight,
Willie, that kind of deal.
He gets very stressed.
Oh, as far as like being part of you're saying because he's been VIP'd so long that the bottom line is he can't fly with the peasants.
Yeah, he's like a zoo animal that can't go out and hunt in the wild.
It'd be like, Bubba, because me and Anna drove past the Speedway, Daytona.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to go again. But it'd be like someone telling you, hey, you want to go to Daytona? I got some tickets. The seats are okay.
No.
Exactly. Like,
right. I get it. Right. I mean, the only way I'm going to Daytona is if I have a bus.
Pit pass.
The only way I go to Daytona is if we can go to Daytona the way we used to go to Daytona.
Right, balling.
Like when Blitz and I would go to Daytona, we'd have a bus, and we would be in the owner's parking lot. We'd get to park our bus, which was about from here to the road from the driver's lot, just one road over, and we had a golf cart or a four-wheeler, and we could go anywhere we wanted. Literally.
That's the way to do it.
And we could go out of the track and drive over to Hooters, and because we had all the passes known to man, and we would go literally stand behind the pit box for the first couple pits, and then we'd go back to the bus and get cooled off and get a couple drinks and eat some food, and then we'd go back and over to the pit box, and then we'd go over to go over to the the pits and just where the haulers are, and then we'd go and try to look for some hot chicks. If you're just on foot, Blitz, and you don't have a bus, it's just straight job.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not job, but we've been used to
exactly.
He tasted the good life.
Right. It's like your mom being in steerage class on a cruise with the people downstairs playing fiddles and drinking beers.
And you're up on the Lido deck.
You wouldn't put Arlene down there, would you? And you'd be on the Lido, would you, buddy?
Is the Lido the nice one?
The Lido's VIP, penthouse, all that kind of deal.
That's got my name all over it.
Oh yeah, have you ever been on a cruise?
Nope.
I have no inkling to go on a cruise at all.
It's like drinking out of a punch bowl where everyone just scoops their glass in. The whole cruise is like that to me.
Yeah, to me it's just like I want the ability to.
It's a floating toilet. Get
off this boat and I want to be able to. Even though I may not drive for 3 or 4 days, other than to my apartment, I want the ability. I don't want to be locked. I feel like I'm locked up
and subjected to other people's children, which is a problem.
Yeah, true.
Do you understand? You can't go to the pool area. Kids are running around. You can't just walk away or drive to a different pool. You're stuck.
And let me just tell you this right now. I'm not trying to be the old guy, but other people's. I mean, please don't get mad at me, but for the most part, all of humanity's children suck.
Well, I think
not all the kids are well behaved, like your kids or Steve's kids or my kids or Jay's kids that have a little bit of that potentially could get their ass whipped if they misbehave. Most of these kids are heathens, and their parents have babied them all their life, and they're so snowflake and woked out that they live in their own little bubble. They don't care about you at all.
No, we had a situation like that when we were in Daytona at the pool. There was a kid that was trying to spray us in the face with his little fan deal.
Man.
He's like, you guys look hot. We're like, we're in the pool. And he came up and sprayed me in the face.
How old was this little son of a bitch?
Oh, he was
6, 7?
Yeah, at the most.
Oh, God. That's when Blitz does a cannonball on top of his head. Sorry.
I just wanted to be like, Blitz
have
goes
you been cannonball, and then he lands right on the head. And it's a pool it's a pool deal.
So Anna, it was funny because Anna was kind of on one side of the pool because she got out and got a protein drink.
All right.
And the kid swam up. He's like, "Hey, is that chocolate milk?"
And he was like some vegan gross stuff.
And so I swam up to her and I said, "Oh, can I try it?" He kind of looked at me like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Was he trying to roll some game on you, Anna?
I don't know.
That's what I said.
That's what Blitz said. But he was 6.
Running some. They start him early now.
I'm not falling for this again, buddy.
Hey, Lummy, did you hear about Blitz?
Oh, what?
He got dumped for a 6-year-old.
On the vacation he took her on.
There's good news and bad news. He got dumped, but we do have
I'm in jail.
We have a dead 6-year-old in Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Kid got sniped from 5,000 yards.
yeah,
Blitz has a
that
new-
kid needed to be hit.
and
He
Blitz
needed
has
to
a
be hit.
So
new
this kid,
19-year-old girlfriend.
This kid's in the pool, and he says, "You want to splash?" And he splashes you.
No, he
just, like-
asked me about the chocolate milk deal, and then he just started spraying me in the face with his fan deal, which luckily, because usually it collects water, and then it's like a fan with like, so that spritzes you. But he was literally maybe inches from my face spraying me, and I was trying to be polite, looking around. You know, you look around for a parent because you really want to lay into this kid and be like,
Right.
hey, what the hell, F off
Just
sort
grab
of
by the
deal.
arm and throw him.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But I wasn't sure which parent was his. I don't think anyone was even looking after him. He didn't have floaties on or nothing. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just play this safe. And
That's when we have a pool mishap. With
yeah, exactly.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he just like I swam over to her and we talked and just ignored him for a few seconds and he went away.
Yeah.
I do is look at him real mean. Look at him. I like to mean look kid sometimes. Sometimes.
Oh, at the store, that's the best thing ever.
Listen. I know I'm probably gonna go to hell for. Well, I'm gonna go for hell. I'm going to hell for a lot of other things besides mean looking at kids.
Yeah.
They're
Where
going to
we
heaven.
start?
First of all, I don't even believe in the concept of hell and heaven. I think when you're dead, you're dead. You're just. I mean, Dan, you're a doctor, but you are somewhat spiritual and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do you know about the afterlife?
But don't you think that there's a high probability that when you're dead, it's just like it's over. You're sleeping. You're done.
Well, there's an argument that if you don't believe in the Lord our Savior Jesus Christ, you are going to just end up as nothing.
All right, that's good with me.
So see you there, Bob's. High five.
Seems like maybe this heaven might be a lot of extra work. I've lived my life. It's time for me to, I can't. Only narcissistic people want to think that there's something like this just can't be it.
I don't think that's narcissistic.
I do. I think it's narcissistic.
They're just brainwashed.
No, I think it's narcissistic to think that it's over. Like I'm too good for it to be over. There's got to be something after this life.
Not I'm too good. Sometimes it's my life sucks, and I'm just gonna, plan for the afterlife.
Oh, so my life sucks. So it's the afterlife's got to
Haven't you
be better
heard
than
Karl
this.
Marx? Religion is the opiate of the people. You just
Right. It gives everyone hope, especially if their life sucks, just like she's saying, And a lot of times during the last 2,000 years, the masses have had a pretty
had a rough
abysmal
time.
life. Right.
So they're just living life and getting through life because they think that there's something better on the backside.
Yeah.
Be obedient, follow the rules, and you'll go to heaven.
Right.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
investing in
it's
the
just a way to-
Bitcoin
it's
because
just
one
a
day
wa-
it's going to drop and they're going to make, $1 trillion.
It's just a way to control you. And it really is.
But,
it's a way to control you. It's a way to either one, control your sadness, or two, to control your debauchery.
I think a lot of the religion, though, was also to explain the unexplainable, because religions are pretty ubiquitous throughout different societies, whether they be Asian or Western or even, the Native Americans had some sort of spirituality and believed
lot
in
of
some of a
continuity.
higher being and a higher purpose.
That's just a warm and feely deal.
That could be, absolutely.
I just think it's like an outgrowth of our evolutionary psychological processes.
No, but Dan, physically, as a doctor, that would have to say that when you die, okay, and whether your heart stops or your brain stops or whatever, and you die, whatever you die from, a bullet shot, whatever, it's saying that then something in your body floats out of you and goes somewhere else.
Those people are dualists. It's called dualism, where there's like a difference between your physical matter and like your quote soul. Where I don't believe that, and it sounds like you don't either. Where your brain is your mind, and your mind is your soul, and your soul is your brain. So everything is just physical, and when you die, everything's gone. Done, over, finito, ciao, bye.
I completely agree with you. I couldn't have said it any better. Like, boom, it's over, But the people that believe in something else, I guess the formatic or the, what really happens is they're saying that when you die, physically you're there, but some type of
you have an essence that transcends your physical body.
Some inner energy that we can't really put our hand on.
Yes.
Some people call it a soul, some people whatever. That it literally leaves your body and then goes somewhere else.
Right.
Which... nobody's been able to testify to this because it's the perfect scam. It's the one thing you can't get anybody to talk about.
No, because
in order to talk about it, you have to be dead.
Well, it's just based on faith, and that's
right.
The difference between people like you and everybody else.
Well, I hope I'm not offending anybody. It's just my. I am. Thank you. So sorry.
That's why
some societies, based on historic records, may have been misinterpreting foreign, like alien invaders or alien beings as gods. And so if you look at the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and some of the other really ancient societies from, 2,000 plus years ago, there's some consistency in their art. Like this strange entity came and told the people what to do and how to obey.
That was just
and they followed it.
E.T. got here a few times, a couple aliens, and they've interpreted that as, hey, listen, the only way I would believe in aliens, you die and you go to this one place, this alien planet, and they visit every once in a while. We've got some pictures of their spaceships.
Isn't that Scientology?
Oh, there you go.
That's another version of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
the spaceship comes down and
religion is such a flam that there's so many. Listen, the only thing that you have that's super fragmented is stuff that's not real. Stuff that's real is pretty much narrow and it's a thing. It's there.
And most of the
But religion, how many different forms of religion is there? A zillion?
Yeah, Ricky Gervais has this great quote about how everyone is an atheist. He's just an atheist plus one more, because everybody who's a Christian doesn't believe in, the Muslim God, the Hindu God, the Buddhist gods, what all the other gods they don't believe in. They only believe in their own. So he's just an atheist plus one, plus the one that you believe in too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
An estimated 4,200 different religions in the world.
And you got to think, a lot of the religions that people believe in now, their people were not originally that religion. They were forced to convert to that religion.
Right.
Like, if you look at African American people, they weren't
religious.
Christian.
You're not born religious. Like it's something that is learned and indoctrinated into you. You're not.
Or your people were conquered and you were forced to change.
It's a product of society.
Right.
And it helps society become more compliant.
But if something's real, then there's only one of them.
Correct.
Okay, but for real, for instance, let me just say, you know what's real? A car. That's real. And I know there's different kinds of cars, but there's not 42 different beliefs on what a car is.
There's 42 different types of cars.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but religion is like
there's only one way to salvation, which is your way, whatever way that is.
I mean, even in a car, Dan, there's only maybe about 5 or 6 different variations of a car. I guess you could have a 3-wheel car, you could have a 4-wheel car.
But they all work on the same basic principles of whatever
a chassis,
thermodynamics and physics.
Something that lets it roll. But in religion, man, there's 42 different, very drastic difference. Like being Muslim is far different than being Christian.
Well, actually, not really, but it kind of, yes.
Oh, well, not really, but yes, kind of.
It has the same origins, which is all Judaism. The 3 major monotheistic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Being a
have
Scientologist is way different than being a Catholic.
No, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But being a Christian is like being like a Jewish would be like Windows 1.
Being Jewish.
And being Christian would be like Windows 2.0, and being Muslim was like Windows 3.0, because they kind of kept stacking on the historical
you mean
parts
kind of
refining
it, right?
Yeah, the Christians said David's not good enough, we need Jesus. And the Muslims said Jesus isn't good enough, we need Muhammad.
There you go.
Well, it's more Abraham mostly, but yeah.
I love it.
Abraham, David.
Yeah,
we can break it down just like that. That's just the way it goes right there. That's the official religious rule.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and say that one more time, Danny, if you could, please.
All right. Judaism is like Windows 1.0 and was based on the teachings of Abraham and the house of David. And then that wasn't good enough for the Christians. They wanted Jesus, so they got Jesus. That's Windows 2.0. And then the Muslims evolved beyond that because the prophet, right? Because there was Isaac and Ishmael, and Isaac went on to the Judaism branch, and Ishmael went on to the Muslim branch. And that was, to the Muslims, an evolution of Christianity, because the prophet Muhammad came much later than Jesus.
But it seemed like OG characters.
So that would be 3-0, Christian, right?
And then,
And then, hold on, us other people are Christianity 4.0, which we don't believe in any of it.
Well, Christianity 4.0 was really like, the evolution of Catholicism with the Protestant wave.
Reformation.
Which
right,
was
4-0.
massive.
4.0 is
was it 14? Luther.
Jesus.
Martin Luther.
And then things like Scientology would be, like
like 7-9.
Yeah. Or you could just say like Ios.
I believe it all.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell people that I believe in all religions.
The thing I sent you, there's a irreligious. I guess that's becoming big. It's the number 3 religion in the world.
What?
That's where you don't believe in anything.
Oh.
Is that
That's the number
If you
3?
scroll down, it shows you like 1, 2, 3, like how many people I believe.
Oh.
Hi.
That's Marshawn Lynch.
In that book,
Wait there.
in that book that my mom tried to get me to read, Homo Deus, modern
Rock me,
society.
Homo Diaz.
Yeah, modern society is sort of abandoned religion and thinks that man is the god.
Christianity is the number 1 religion, 2.17 billion believers. The key Jesus teachings are love God, love your neighbor and yourself, forgiveness, ask God for forgiveness of your sins, repentance, don't be hypocritical, don't kill, don't judge others, and the kingdom of God is near. It's not the rich and powerful, but the weak and poor who will inherit this kingdom. That's what you know what? I do believe in that. I'm the weak and the poor, and I'd like to, hang my hat on that. Muslims, 1.6 billion, to give to those in need, to declare one's faith in God and the belief in Muhammad, to pray 5 times a day at dawn, noon, afternoon, sunset, and evening. That's a little cumbersome. I'm going to be honest with you.
The call to prayer.
To fast for Ramadan. I'm not all about not eating.
You can eat at night.
And to make a pilgrimage
to Mecca.
Yeah. Sorry.
And they left one out. To kill the infidels, which is what they really has been the problem with that religion. It's in the Quran, and they consider the
Blasphemy,
American
punishable by
Western
death.
country's presence in the Middle East as an invasion, and it's part of their jihad to get rid of all the Western influence.
Great.
Jihad is
Number
holy
3
war.
is irreligious, or is it irreligious? Which I think that's what I might be, Lummy.
Yeah.
Irreligion or non-religion is the lack of rejection of religion or a higher power, according to the Pew Research Center's 2012 global study of 230 countries and territories. 16% of the world's population is not affiliated with any religion. The population of religious blah blah blah. I think would that be agnostic maybe?
Is Buddhism? Buddhism is
Hinduism
5.
is 4. Buddhism is 5. Don't kill living things. Don't take what is not given. Don't sexually misconduct. Don't lie. And don't you? This is the furthest. This is the worst religion for me.
Yeah, you're not
My
a Buddhist.
God, no way.
Buddhism is more like a philosophy.
Folk religion.
That sounds cool.
Jewish.
I thought it was only 10 million.
What's
Jews.
folk religion's principles?
Look at folk religion. Says folk religion is a mix in which was made of certain ethnic and regional religious traditions.
Really phoned it in.
That
for that one.
practice under the guise of an established religion, but outside the range of official belief practice. Folk religions, local and native beliefs are held all over the world, particularly in specific parts of South America, Africa, China, and Southeast Asia. The largest folk religion in the world is the Chinese folk religion, which is an estimated 400. What's the Chinese folk religion? Like, what is that? Jewish faith has all kinds of rules. Look at all this.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one God. There's no other gods. God can't be subdivided into different persons, unlike Christians' views of God.
Mm-hmm.
God is above and beyond all earthly things. God doesn't have a body, which means that God is neither male or female. God created the universe without help. God is everywhere all the time. Sounds like the rules of the Diaco household.
Yeah, but God's non-binary.
Put Dan in there.
Yep.
God has always existed. God punishes the bad. God rewards the good. This is almost Romina's daily punch list.
Right.
God rewards the good. God is personal and accessible. God is interested in each
Just
individual.
replace God with Dan.
Yeah, but Dan's not interested in each individual. Dan is not personable and accessible. And
Dan is not male or female.
God sometimes speaks to individuals, but in unexpected ways. God is everywhere at all times. Dan, you're not everywhere at all times. You like to go missing for hours on a time.
It's the mystery of God.
Yeah. I had a lot of
Anyway.
questions growing up and that Judaism couldn't answer.
Oh,
or it was
really?
just blanket answers. I'm
Well,
like,
you're very much a question.
I was like, I remember being 6, being like, why doesn't God talk to anybody anymore? He was super vocal a couple of thousand years ago, and they're like, oh, he just doesn't anymore.
His voice is tired.
It's like UFOs. When no one had cameras, everyone took a picture of the UFOs, and now that everyone has a camera, you don't see them anywhere.
Yeah, and then if somebody says, "Oh, I did speak to God," you're like, "Oh, that person's crazy." Put him in.
Hold on, but you make an interesting point. When nobody had cameras, you'd have a guy with a 35 millimeter, Kodak or whatever Canon, and he'd get it somewhere in Nevada.
Loch Ness Monster.
Right. When cameras were very rare, we would get more. But now that everybody's got a camera, man, you don't see any Loch Ness monsters. You don't see any Sasquatches.
Right.
When you could just because if he was really there, you could just whip out your phone and get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but everyone's taking pictures of themselves. They're not taking pictures of everything around them as much.
That just means that these are all fake and staged and were done like by people that had a production type deal. And one of that was a camera. Back in the day, nobody had cameras.
I think the frying pan lid on the string was very convincing.
The what?
Some of those like UFOs that were,
or like someone threw a frisbee
or a frying pan lid on a string.
Yeah.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Yes.
You really do.
I think that we are too narcissistic as an entity to comprehend this, but we are such a flick in the entity of the universe that it would be really mathematically impossible for there not to be life somewhere else.
Right, and I completely agree.
And so, we thought that the Earth was the center of the universe. We were wrong. We thought the sun was the center of the universe. We were wrong.
What is the center of the universe?
We don't even know where it's where the Big Bang started. So we have a theoretical location of it, but we're on the periphery of the universe, and we're on the periphery of a galaxy that's got hundreds of 200 billion stars. Each star has multiple planets with multiple moons and multiple opportunities.
So each star is as big as our solar system.
Bigger or smaller, but each star has its own little solar system. Yes.
Right. Each star could have a solar system either smaller or bigger than ours, but each star has a solar system and probably planets. And then if you get that planet that's just right necessary distance from the sun where it can not kill you.
Right.
And you have seas, that basically is what life is based on, and how far you are from your heat source, right?
Yes, the heat and the actual elements on the planet and water. Those are all pretty important.
Oxygen.
Not
Does
necessarily.
Mars have water?
Mars probably did have water and probably still has some underneath the surface.
Is Mars furthest from us?
Further?
No, I'm sorry. Is Mars the next planet past the sun for us? Like they're the...
Yes, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars.
So who's the one before us? Mercury?
Venus.
So is Venus a little too hot for us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the bright side is, and the dark side's too cold.
Way too.
It's very extreme.
But
dude, we'd burn up if the tilt of the Earth was a little bit off.
So, Bubba, on the left, scroll down on the left.
Yeah.
Click one. See where it says download options. Click like the third one down.
And you really got me. Yeah.
Ooh.
And then you can zoom in on that. So that's the James Webb Telescope.
That's awesome.
What are we
Each
looking
one
at
of
here?
those is like tons of planets.
So you're saying...
And they could possibly be like extinct.
Those are like whole solar systems and everything.
Now, hold on. Each one of these bright ones or just each?
Everything you see.
So you're saying like this one and then this one and then this one
that
and
could
then
be
this
like,
one and then this one.
And they could not even be there right now. That could be light that, has been extinguished because it takes, thousands of millions of years to get to you.
How could we get to one of these places?
Well, the only way to get there would be theoretically through some kind of time warp, wormhole BS. I mean, we can't.
Can they look at this place right here, Blitz, and say and tell us, could they determine how far that thing is away?
The bigger ones they probably know them. Yes.
The big ones. Like this is the Yippee-O.
The
and this
Andromeda
is the Silky Milky.
Galaxy.
This is
if
the
you go back actually, Bubba, and then click on that same the top one on there. It's a bigger picture, so it might take a second to load, but
all right. We're looking at solar system, Milky Ways, black holes, wormholes.
This is the James Webb Telescope. It's the newest one that they just put up there. So zoom in on that.
Okay. Let me see here.
They're beautiful images.
Yeah, I mean now, is that facing what direction?
Out
or is
into
that just,
space.
is that just
And by the way, too, that's like we just said. That's one little tiny like square looking out there.
And then there's the multiverse theory. Have you heard of this? That it's not just a universe, that there's multiple universes. What?
What do you mean?
Like there's this universe and another universe.
Yeah, like each universe is its own bubble.
What's our universe called?
It's just called the universe.
Oh, we think we're the original universe.
Yeah.
What if there's another universe that says,
I know,
we were
it's
before you guys?
mind-blowing.
So
You almost have to be on mushrooms to start getting into this
you know,
deal.
I don't believe that there's flying saucers that came down and green men got out, but they're like to think that there's nothing else out there is
Literally insane.
insane. Yeah.
What is the multiverse theory? What is the multiverse?
Right, what you're seeing right there, little universes that are
So you're saying that
engulfed in their own little bubble.
each one of those stars potentially could be, these little bubble universes, and within that is maybe perhaps something that's similar to our solar system, right?
It's way more vast than just our solar system.
Every possibility.
Well, this guy's going to break it down for us. This is if Tom Petty had a kid with
Mullet Willie.
If Tom Petty had a kid with
Dave Carradine.
Yeah,
David Carradine. This is him.
It's played out across
Love that show.
huge multiverse. Well, it makes our universe just a sheer accident. I'm Dr. Stuart Clark. I'm an astronomer, and I'm the author of The Unknown Universe.
Man, if you got high and talked to him, he could really blow your mind, could he not?
Yeah, I'm sure his breath is great too.
He's on mushrooms right now.
Yeah, he's got really bad dental deal.
Is something that
He's got that one tooth, man, that's kind of back.
Straying away.
come at
Like a little gate back there.
Yeah, hiding behind the shadow.
Hiding behind the nicotine stains.
astronomers and physicists.
Enough of you, buddy.
When I was in England, I walked next to a dentist office for 2 weeks. It was never open.
Yeah, why don't they?
I don't know,
why
man.
do English people have bad teeth?
I don't know. They
A
don't
lot of
care.
people say that it's they don't fluoride or like I guess we infuse fluoride into our city water.
Yeah, but not every city in America does that, and we don't look like that. They just don't really care.
Yeah, it's a cultural difference.
They don't care.
Because they know how to get better teeth. It's just they don't because they don't prioritize it.
I think our country is real teethy. You got to have good teeth.
Braces are very popular among young kids and
Right.
stuff.
That's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But like in Africa, they probably don't have good teeth.
Well, they probably don't have the adequate.
I'm not saying
dental care.
I'm not mad at them. I'm not trying to
money.
make fun of them. I'm just saying different countries have different teeth. Our teeth
Absolutely.
game's pretty strong. England's teeth game ain't so good.
No.
They don't put a lot of
A lot of effort.
Matt, I look at a person. I'm very judgy when it comes to teeth. I really am. Listen, I know I'm not I'm not perfect, and but I do think that it is somewhat of a tell as to how your teeth are. You don't have to have the straightest teeth in the world, but it doesn't really cost much to keep them clean.
Right.
So I'm like,
usually obviously a sign of hygiene, but also like wealth. Like if you have nice teeth and your parents could afford braces, and it's a status
my
thing as
parents
well.
were not wealthy and at all, by all means, middle class at best, maybe lower. But Dad was a factory worker. My mom drove a school bus. But we got our checkups every 6 months, and if we needed a filling or something like that, we got it as well.
You got good teeth.
And my mom would just save up. It would be like like $15, $16, $18 or something like that, and she would stagger. Tara and I wouldn't go at the same time. We'd stagger because my mom needed to save money because she couldn't afford like the 36 for two.
And nowadays, some people would rather buy,
a four-wheeler, and dip tobacco all day and not go to the dentist,
or send their kids to the dentist.
Right. And again, your teeth game starts as a child. If your mom and dad have it instilled into the kid, hey, you've got to brush your teeth 2 times a day. And you just don't get on. Listen, you as a parent, you got to get on your kids. They naturally don't want to brush their teeth. You know how many times I've said, Tyler, did you brush your teeth today? No. All right. Get your ass in there and brush your teeth. God. Dan, you got to do that sometimes with little Danny?
Yeah, Sophia's brushing now. Danny's getting better at it. He has a retainer, so he doesn't like putting it in if it's dirty or if his mouth is dirty.
But you got those little son of a bitches. Tyler was the same way. I'd be like, they'll try not to, and you got to remind them.
Yeah,
because they don't want to.
I reminded them both very simply that bad breath is a smell, and smell memories last forever. And if you go up to a girl with bad breath, she's going to never, ever talk to you again.
Oh, you're trying to get under Danny's hormones deal.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Girl called him last night at 9:30.
What?
Yep. It's one of the girls from his class.
How proud are you?
Huh?
What did she want?
Oh,
what was
dick.
the nature of her call?
Hold on,
Did you say dick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's inappropriate, and we're going to have to talk about this on the air.
What?
How old's your kid?
Almost 11.
Is he gonna? Where are you gonna go to Ocean Prime for his birthday and get the lobster tower?
Probably. Something like that. Maybe go to Eddie V's and watch Phase 5.
Oh,
Phase 5.
I don't know what that's in reference
birthday
to.
music.
No, fuck yeah.
Oh god, loud ass fucking stupid band you had to endure. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Oh yeah.
I gotta burn something real quick.
You're good. Oh man, my back is fucked. But that's okay. Good morning, Trickney. Thanks, Cottagals. Good morning, Group of Lips, Donkey, Shields, No Whiz, all day.
Hey, Blitz, I sent you the new light stream on the Drizz Hive.
On the Drizz Hive. Oh, okay. Good morning on 11. Do we think aliens are visiting Earth? I don't know. I don't think so. But who knows? But I do believe that life exists outside of us. I just don't know what exactly it looks like. I don't know if it's exactly what we think aliens look like. But I do believe that extraterrestrial life does exist. Felix the Cat, good morning. How's your grammar doing? Am I religious? Did you just miss a lot of fucking? No, hippie short stroker. I loathe religion. All of it. I think it's fucking dumb. Dumb, and a waste of time. But fuck it, if it makes you happy, do what you do. You know? Possibly, says Snizzix Slayer, but who knows? Who knows?
Hey, that audio you sent, it's a AUP3 file. Doesn't work. I need the MP3.
Okay, I'll send it to you. All right, when you find it.
What's up, Group
I
Lips?
might redo it.
What's up, Trick Me? Ashley? Good morning. Hey, gummed up. Thank you. Good morning, Felix the Cat.
Where's Wild Chia?
Thanks, Wild Chia. What's up, Max? Lives in Storage Shed. Hey, Lummy's Baked Juice. Lummy's Baked Juice milkshake.
When those being Lonely O'Donnell?
They will eventually
56
sizzle.
months.
What's up, Jay Gator? Hey, Organic Gene and Redbeard. Hey, what's up, Nash, Young Boy Mitch? I drove much beater Porsche. I like Ocean Prime more. Just kidding. What's up, Ant Kid? Hey, Dr. Dan's Rejuvenation Helper.
So what was Chip?
What's up, Donkey Teeth? Good morning. An Asian antelope has 46 chromosomes.
Blitz found on us extra 50 months.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Blitz, affectionately known as Blummel, since we are now spouses, domestic partners, and things are great. Things are really good.
She was looking for a bachelor who knows how to solder. He was looking for a co-ed, young enough to be his daughter. She's slightly irrational, that's a part of her gimmick. Blitz is 9 inches soft and makes her snack so she doesn't get pissed off. If she's hungry, then you can ride on her donkey. She will touch your penis if you feed her Cheez-Its. If she's hungry, then you can ride on her donkey. She will touch your penis if you feed her Cheez-Its.
Let it eat.
Just a few months ago, her VAG score was 0. And then she gave Blitz a chance. Now she's turned into a weirdo. And she's a vegetarian and makes no exceptions. Until Blitz came into her life, and now she gets meat every night. If she's hungry, then you can ride on her donkey. She will touch your penis if you feed her Cheez-Its. If she's hungry, then you can ride on her donkey. She will touch your penis if you feed her Cheez-Its.
Let it eat, literally.
If you're buried in bills and you're trying to keep up and keep that credit score decent, but you're getting buried with credit cards and signature loans, internet loans, timeshares, inflation's killing all of us. Somebody is there to help you. It's Total Financial Freedom. It's been in business for 15 years, and if you're having issues with your debt and you want to lower your monthly payments, call them. It works. Rated AAA with the Better Business Bureau. No complaints, and you can trust these people. If you call and get a quote and mention my name, Bubba, they're going to send you a copy of the newest book written by their CEO, The Debt Dietitian. Again, it's Total Financial Freedom. Call 866-844-7344. Again, Total Financial Freedom. Tell them you listen to your Bubba Army at 866-844-7344. $73.44. Lummy, this is the I think this is one of the commercials we're running.
Yeah, we have the one on YouTube now too. Rhett and I went out and did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Come join Bubba and the rest of the crew at Steinbrenner Field in
Now, have you got an update from the Tampa Tarpons? Are tickets going well?
Yes, they're very, very happy. Last time they talked to me about how many tickets we had, over 100.
For real?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, is that good?
They're very excited. Tampa on August 20th at 6:30 to see the Tampa Tarpons take on the Bradenton Marauders. Catch Bubba throwing out the first pitch at 6:15.
The $36.55 Dugout Club Lower Reserve ticket includes. I'm going to tear up a couple of them hot dogs.
Oh, they're really good.
Private air conditioning club, all you can eat. And Dan, did you axe the kids and you're bringing adults?
I brought that up last night, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Drink from 6 until 8:30. Beer, wine, soda, and water. Mixed drinks available for purchase.
Just go.
I mean, nothing against little Danny or nothing.
To www.tarp.
He'll be lassoing girls.
Oh, I heard. I got to get into that here momentarily. I get that written down.
Come join Bubba and the rest of the crew at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa.
All right, let me. I got a different one here.
Yeah,
Is this on our YouTube?
Yes, it is.
Available for people to watch?
Yes, it is.
Go to YouTube, and our channel is TheBubbaArmy.
It's
Subscribe.
linked on our Instagram on the stories.
Thank you, my little Graham girl.
Thanks.
My little Graham biatch. I think that's actually our section.
It is. And I go to this section here.
What?
Yeah, that's our section. Then I go sit in the section.
Hey, what's up? It's Lummy.
Lummy, you look drunk.
Drunk, and I just want to look disheveled.
You mean
Mission
natural?
accomplished.
Natural.
Lummy, is your scar starting to heap up a little bit?
I see a shadow there.
It was just windy and
Hold on.
shadowy.
Hold on.
Windy, Dan.
Hold on.
Scar doesn't do well in the wind.
Lummy,
Pops up.
What the hell?
Lummy, I've never heard of a scar, raising with the wind.
Dan, does that happen very often?
Yeah, every day.
Hey, Doc, I know you do scar revisions. My scar only seems to come out when it's windy.
Yeah, just avoid those hurricanes.
So I'll tell you what, buddy. I know you can't see it now because it wasn't real windy, but the next time it's real windy, I'm going to run right into the office so you can take a look at it, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Lummy steps into his fan, his
We're
face
going to
opens
show
up.
you guys where the seats that you're going to actually buy when you click on the link for Bubba Army Night. Let's go check it out.
Oh, look at that, Lummy. That's a good seat right there.
It is.
So, for
I
the
love your shirt, by the way.
$5.38 ticket, which is the lower
Which is the same as my blood alcohol content right now.
reserve, this is your seat that you get. And for $17.28, you get the same exact seat, but you get a hot dog or chicken tenders, French fries or popcorn, and a beer, water, or soda.
That's for $17.58?
Yes.
And a great view. And for $36.55,
this is a Martin Scorsese production.
It's awesome. It's awesome, Bobby. I love it.
the same exact seat, but you know what else you get? You get a private air-conditioned club with all you can eat, all you can drink. That's beer, wine.
Lummy, you should have jumped the fence and ran the bases like a real wild man.
Just run out there with shirt off.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off and do an in the park homie.
Slide in the home plate.
Yeah, and then do a Pete Rose into the Pete Rose Frosty the Snowman into home base. You should have done that, buddy.
Bubba Army Night canceled.
Soda and water.
No, they wouldn't cancel you for that. That's just like, listen, we're just trying to add a little extra content for the promo.
True.
I didn't do this and disrupt the game or anything. There's nobody out here. See, Lummy, there was nobody would have gotten mad about that. You're not disrupting the game. You're just being an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
Water.
Lummy, there's no rules against being an idiot. Otherwise, you'd be in prison.
That is very true, too.
Drinks you can purchase. It's an awesome deal. They have a chili bar. Let's go check where it is.
This is where I'm going to be.
Yep. Come join Bubba and the rest of the crew.
Because the dugout closed. Was it closed?
Yeah, it was closed.
You couldn't have gone through the window and shown this to us?
Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. You have to talk to my editor on that one.
I mean, you couldn't shown the doors to the dugout club with a little bar in there. Editor, are you there?
Hey, good morning.
Filthy Ginger,
It was pretty dark.
Yeah,
it would have been nice to see the two doors closed so that people don't realize that it's just like, a card table underneath that door, under that sign.
No, you're right. It was just the lights were off. It was kind of
right.
dark.
This is when we worry about lighting. The only lighting we worry about is if if it's daytime or not.
Fair.
Come join Bubba and the rest of the crew at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa on August 20th at 6:30 to see the Tampa Tarpons take on the Bradenton.
Listen, here's the people that I really want to see. The casual Bubba Army that listen to the show but don't participate. Like, aren't a frequent caller or like a Creatine Travis or a Big Red or anybody just a regular dude that appreciates the show and come out and support us. Because if we get a couple hundred people out there, that's more than like big time Tampa-based radio stations. They just did a promotion with another personality in town. I don't think I have to mention the person's name. And what do they do? 60 people? I forget.
I think a little less. I think they barely hit 50.
Yeah.
Dude, you had more than 50 people come meet me and Brian Matroni in Calgary with like a 3-day notice.
Well, Dan, that was a whole different animal. That was the Sirius XM glory days where people, tens of thousands of people would show up. So, this is a little bit different of a situation. But Tampa, we don't ever do stuff like this. And so this is a way for us to try to get a pulse to see if, man, maybe there really are a bunch of people in Tampa that listen to us.
Oh,
that'd be great. So go again and get a ticket in section 109 or 110. You can get a ticket as low as $5.38 and just hang out with us. You don't have to get to all you can eat, all you can drink. You don't even have to get the hot dog and a beer deal. Just a plain old ticket's $5 and
38 cents.
38 cents. And that doesn't put you up in the nosebleed willies. That puts you right down with us. With us.
Same section.
You could be sitting by Dr. Diaco and his hot wife with the new jugs.
Mm.
So, Dan, you said that you talked to your lovely wife yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And how did the conversation about not taking the kids and about maybe taking Jay and Candle or somebody else? How did that go?
She was actually cool with it. So
What'd you say?
I said, we may have to trade the kids for Jay and Candle. And she gave me a funny look at first. And she goes, okay.
Candle have wine?
Yeah, you can have wine.
Okay.
Just don't speak back.
What game are we going to?
Don't worry about it.
What type of sport?
It's baseball.
Oh, it's baseball. Okay.
Venezuelans are good at that.
Are we gonna have like the big luxury box that we have at the football game?
No, it's going to be like those preseason training games for the Yankees.
Oh.
So it's that really good seat, really close to the plate. She goes, oh, I see.
Right.
I don't do a good Romina. Anna's is way better.
Yeah, Anna's is way better. Now, has she heard Anna's impersonation?
Yeah, it makes her laugh.
It does?
Mm-hmm. It's funny. Anna's become really, really, really funny.
Well, I think that she's always been funny, but she's.
But I don't know. The D helped.
Some of Anna's impersonations helps Anna's, overall show swag.
Yes.
Overall
I feel like
show.
I only really have one. Oh, maybe the Asian person.
You got several. Quit being down on yourself.
All right.
Just because the kid ruined you and Blitz's vacation, the little 6-year-old. Did you want Anna just absolutely drowned his face off?
Yeah. I have a question for you. Have you ever parented another person's child in front of that parent, and how did that go?
Yeah.
Was that like babysitting, you mean?
No, I mean like you discipline them. Like you say you're being a bad kid, and then the parent comes up to you. Do they take your side? Because probably not.
No. Hold on. I live in a different world than you live in, first of all. So most of my parenting was at like go-kart tracks and race tracks, and the little community of kids, all the dads were friends. And so like, for instance, Michael Atwell was, a couple years older than Tyler, and Chad Gary's son, Seth, and Nick Snyder, they're all, yes, we would like, if Michael Atwell and Seth or somebody were acting up or doing something, I'd say, Seth, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get your ass whipped.
Yeah, but at that point, they're basically like family friends, though.
Yeah, I know, but like...
I'm talking like a random kid at Publix, because I've done that before. It didn't really go well. The kid's like touching everything, sneezing, touching me. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Like, can you get your bitch on a leash?
I think kids are afraid of me. I don't ever have kids mess with me.
Yeah, well...
I think I'm
about their size, maybe a little bigger.
I think it might have to do a little something with the fact that you're, smaller.
Right.
And, probably like for a 9 or 10-year-old, maybe they could be as big as you in some cases, right?
I mean, they'd have to be really big. But yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
10-year-olds are bigger than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's with the 6 to 7 year old range is where I find issues.
But you can still yoke up a 10-year-old.
Yeah,
you know, you
I
can
could.
Still,
I could. Yeah.
She could. Yeah.
I mean, and kids sometimes need. That's the problem with parenting, is you still in today's society you can't yoke your kid up, but sometimes kids needs a good yoking.
But really,
like a real good yoking.
Really, most young kids just need a good no.
Right.
They've never heard
Yeah.
that word before. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they hear words like Latinx, but never the word no.
I mean, in our generation, man, our dads didn't. Like my dad, Doug Clem, he didn't even. He just had to give you the look.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to tell me that Joe Diaco didn't have the look.
He did.
That made you freeze instantaneously.
So did Mom.
Yeah.
But there's got to be something behind that look, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They got to know that that look will go somewhere if it needs to.
That you only have established that look once you've gotten your ass whipped a few times, and the look's putting you on ass whipping notice.
On notice.
So, because if you just have a look but you don't have an ass whipping to follow it, well, then the look doesn't mean nothing.
It's an empty threat.
Yeah, the kid will quickly realize what are you going to do?
Right. But you give them the look once, they keep it up, and they get their ass warmed up. Then they know the look means oh.
Yeah, you got to condition them like a dog.
You really do.
Yeah.
Kids are like
pets.
You have to condition
Not
children.
that I would know, but that's how I was trained, and
Yeah.
I was rarely out of line.
Dan, did Arlene yoke your ass? I mean, because I think you spent more time with Arlene than you did your dad, and you probably misbehaved a little bit more around her just because Joe was a big man. Joe's a dude. And, did Arlene, you literally have to yoke your ass up a few times?
Well, she would just grab whatever she could grab and then squeeze. And that would include, hair, a finger, an arm, a
nose,
foot, a nose,
an
an
ear,
whatever she had. And
a
then
lip.
She'd pull, twist, and dig her nails in. That was number one. That was just to grab you. And then she had the wooden spoon.
Right.
And she was not afraid to use it. But she was, a single mom raising 3 heathens.
Right.
So she needed.
And you were the
some
top of the
muscle.
heathen chart too.
Right. Steve was, as far as like the real threat to her.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Bubba.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jersey Rich. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I hate this new Bluetooth in the car. Just want to let you know on the subject of the disciplining the kids. I used to do it all the time, and I would actually get more heat from my wife. My wife and I are old school. We come from, we were beaten in the grocery store. We were hit with a wooden spoon. So, my parents used to discipline other kids all the time because that's just the way it was. But I just give them, like you said, a good old-fashioned I'm mean mug kids all the time. And they get the idea, trust me.
Well, here's the difference. When we were growing up and the other generation, the non-woke generation, here's the deal. You get if somebody else, like some other parent, had to whip your ass or correct you or make an adjustment, then they told your mom and dad instantaneously sided with them and whipped your ass again. Now in today's world, the parents instantaneously want to think that the parent was wrong and that their kid did nothing wrong. That's the problem. Today, man, the snowflake-ass woke parents want to instantaneously be offended that you potentially discipline their kid because their little Johnny wasn't doing anything wrong. When we were growing up, it'd be like, really? Did Mr. Such-and-Such just have to? Yes. You little...
Right. And I get grounded when I got home. Right.
Mr. Such-and-Such could have really maybe have been in the wrong. Didn't matter. They didn't... You're in trouble if Mr. Such and Such or Mrs. Such and Such had to correct you or you showed your ass in front of them. There was no judge or jury on that situation. Am I not? Am I not right?
Absolutely correct. You're not proven.
Yep.
You are breaking up. So sorry. Like, Dad, if you're at the grocery store and a woman came over and she had you. And because you had rustled off two aisles away, and she went, "Ma'am, I just want to let you know, here's your son." And and a couple of his brothers were on the cereal aisle, throwing cereal, acting just really disrespectful. So I just want to let you know, ma'am, here they are. Arlene would have gone, "I am so sorry, ma'am. Thank you for
And
notifying.
she would have gone right outside. She would have dragged us outside.
Right?
She would have left her groceries in the shopping cart
and whipped your ass.
our asses
She
as soon
would
as she
not
got
have
outside.
said, ma'am, I'm telling you right now, you had no right to discipline my children. I am telling you right now, I didn't see them do that. And so, please, mind your own business. No, it was Danny, Steve, and Jay. You're automatically guilty, even if you really weren't doing anything.
Correct.
You're automatically guilty. And Mrs. Johnson, I am so sorry. In today's world, it's Mrs. Johnson, how dare you correct my kids? My kids are perfect angels. Right? That's the baseline where we start now.
We don't believe in corporal punishment.
We started with the baseline of you're guilty, bitch. I don't want to hear no excuse. But Dad, that's not how it did. Shut up. Whip that ass. Bam, bam, bam. And it hurts really bad and you cry. And then you go in your room and you wish you would die. You're going to run away at today when your mom, is not looking. Then you go to run away and it gets to be about 7 o'clock and really nobody's looking
Dark and
for you.
hungry.
You're hungry and you're in the woods and you got your sleeping bag and you're like, well, nobody's really missing me much.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
doesn't
well
seem
this
like
sucks.
this sucks. I thought everybody ought to be looking for me, crying that I'm gone. Then you get in trouble once you come back at 8 or 9. Where you been? I tried to run away. Oh, I'm going to whip your ass again. Don't think I'm not talking about, some firsthand knowledge here. I ran away once. I went to the woods.
Did you?
Yeah, I went to the woods. It's about
You brought a
11,
sleeping bag?
12 years old. My dad had just whipped my ass because I wouldn't try the green bean casserole because I didn't like mushroom soup.
Oh.
And he told me you were going to eat that green bean casserole, and I told him I was not eating that green bean casserole. And then I ate it and didn't even want to eat it as he put my face into his plate, and I had it all over my face.
Now you love it.
And,
See?
well, I do love it.
See? You learned.
My overeating started with my father making me eat green bean casserole. So then he went and whipped my ass, and I had to stay in my room, and then I was crying, and they had to come back in and tell me to quit crying because I was really crying. And so then when he went out to the garage, I got my sleeping bag, and I went to the woods, and this was like 6 o'clock on like in March. Well, it got to be about 8 o'clock. This is in the summertime, so I didn't have school or anything. And it got to be about 8 o'clock, and it's kind of getting cold, so I laid my little sleeping bag out and, just laid there, cried. And then it got to be kind of cold, and I got scared. I started thinking about snakes and spiders and all this kind of thing. I didn't know where I was going.
You got all kabuki'd out.
I got all kabuki'd out, man. I was like, man, these woods aren't this scary during the day. When me and Larry Plummer come back here and play, these woods aren't scary at all. But my God, I'm hearing stuff I've never heard. So I came back home. Well, my dad had already left for work. He just thought I was out playing late. And my mom caught me trying to sneak back into the house with my sleeping bag. She asked me what I did, and I said I ran away because nobody loves me. And then she spanked my ass again for running away.
There you go. That's love right there.
And then when your dad got home?
No, you know what? Janie Cakes did me a solid.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't tell Doug.
Oh, wow.
Like a lot of times my mom would do me a solid. She'd whip my ass, but then she'd be like, I'm not going to tell your dad because, and then, her ass whipping wasn't so bad because but sometimes she would. She's like, and I'd do something. Like I threw a rock through the window one time.
Oh, no.
My mom was like, we were over throwing rocks by the side of the house, and my mom came out and said, don't throw rocks by the side of the house, guys, because if you'd happen to slip or something and it would hit the window, windows are expensive. And so we're like, okay, Mom.
Mom's dumb. What does she know?
So we get to launching them. Of course, we launched one right into the window. Happened to be Doug Clem's bedroom window, too. Oh, yeah. So she came out, and Matt Gibson and the Moore boys, they ran.
Of course.
Back to their houses, and they didn't. And it wasn't their house that got hit with a window. It was with a rock. It was my window. So my mom went to commence to absolutely whipping my ass. I bet you she hit my ass 15 times with a wooden spoon.
Oof.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I had welts. I cried, and then she said, and you're the one that has to explain to your father why he has to put a new window in here. Because my dad was the kind of guy, like, he wasn't going to call window service.
No way.
He's going to have to do it himself. Well, doing it himself made it even worse. So I can remember like it was nothing. The window was like $31. Okay? And so my dad made me go, I had to go mow lawns and go wrestle up $31 over the next 4 weekends and pay him back. And I got an ass whipping. Bad. That was one of the worst ass whippings I ever got. was the breaking of the window. Just because my mom threw it in there, too. She's like, and Doug, I just want to let you know, I told them to stop throwing rocks about 10 minutes before. I was like, oh, God. I was hoping Doug Clem just thought it was an errant throw. No. J.D. Case came in there with the mitigating kicker.
Aggravating kicker.
Yeah, whatever. You know how, Dan, if you commit a crime but you come in with a gun, it's a kicker.
Aggravating.
Yeah. Well, you know, me hitting the window was one set of getting your ass kicking, but Mom coming and saying, "I'm just going to tell you, Doug, I told him 10 minutes." Oh,
It does make it worse.
Yeah, one of the worst ass whoopings I got was I was slinging rocks out of this like little plastic tube, and I broke a car window with it. And I wasn't trying to; it just kind of got away from me.
Yeah.
And whoa, I was in so much trouble.
Yeah, was it up in Jersey?
No, it was in St. Pete, off like
How old were
21st
you?
Street. God, I
36?
must have been. No, I was like third grade.
Third grade, you're ripping rocks. Does the car owner come to your mom then?
It was so obvious it was me. I mean, it was right in front of the house. It was parked across the street. Everyone was pissed.
So, how did the chain of getting told on? Like, how did that happen?
I mean, it was loud. It was so obvious when it happened. It was like a really hot day. Yeah, it was a guy across the street that was friends with my mom.
Right.
I mean, it was so obvious what happened, and there was no defending it. I was in so much trouble.
So he came, and so what did Arlene do? Just absolutely
Wooden spoon. Dad never heard about it.
Oh, she did just out on that?
Yeah, but it had to be really bad for Dad to get involved from across the bridge.
Were there some instances where Dad did get involved?
Oh, that was when Mom would make that phone call. There was then 30 minutes of
Joe,
silence.
Let me tell you something, Joe. You need to come get these boys because let me tell you what little Steve did today.
Yeah,
and
those didn't go well.
Would Joe have to come across the bridge and pick you 3 heathens up?
Yeah.
Then what?
Then
Joe's
that would usually de-escalate
camp?
it. No, Dad didn't really hit us. It was really that Mom was at her wit's end and couldn't take it anymore, and Dad would step in, sort of as like the
and Joe was not
hero.
happy because you were screwing with his, picking up hot 22-year-old times.
Yeah, his golf time.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you want to do is watch you 3 heathens when he didn't have when he had a day off of you guys.
Right. Now, towards the end, sometimes when Mom got a little extra animated, we'd call Dad to calm her down.
Oh.
We learned that one.
You're like, Dad.
Because the first time she said she was
Mom's
calling Dad.
insane, man. She's like really not being cool,
Yeah,
Dad.
we
We didn't do this, Dad, and she's just being cool. And you know how she is. Can you come get us, please?
Yeah, the first time she called Dad, we were petrified, and then we realized that calling Dad wasn't that bad of a thing.
Right. So you'd act like you'd be like, so she'd be like, I'm calling your dad. You'd be like, no, don't call Dad. But really, you wanted her to. You had to reverse psychology her because once Joe got you were like, hey guys, just chill out. We're gonna go get some ice cream. Mom's insane.
Exactly. I'm gonna bring it back to my big-breasted second wife who cooks a lot of sweet food.
Did your dad after? Not that I hope this isn't too personal a question, but like, did he have some smoke shows after your mom?
He got remarried to this woman named Joanne who was like 5'7", blonde hair, giant breasts, skinny, pretty. And he was married to her for about 8 or 9 years.
Really?
Yeah, she was hot.
Did she have any kids?
Yeah, she had 2 kids. One became a dentist.
Boys or girls?
One of each. And the daughter was like a year and a half older than me, and she was hot.
Did you?
I tried a million times.
You did? That
her
is
friend,
hot.
everything.
That
Never
is
got
so
anywhere.
hot.
Yeah, she was so hot.
Now, you guys didn't mess around or nothing? Was she not into it?
Nope. I was just enamored. I was just,
Now, did she have boyfriends and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
She was like my cousin Amy. I was enamored with her. But
She
you
was
weren't
so hot.
really related to this girl, blood-wise, so you guys could have hooked up.
Yeah, and she had a friend named Denise that was so pretty.
And you
Denise
tried on
Waggle.
that one, too.
Oh, yeah. She'd like wrestle around. I'd try to get a little cheap shot.
Steve probably did get the cheap shot.
Yeah.
Family pet tests for positive for monkeypox as it's the first human-to-dog transmission case known. Now, I mean,
so it does say human to animal, not animal to human.
I understand that, but does that mean aren't they saying that monkeypox is,
predominantly a sexually transmitted disease?
Yeah.
Yes, I feel badly for that dog.
Well, they said so. It's two.
It was an
two
Italian
males,
Greyhound.
and they would let the dog sleep between them. They said they tried not to touch it, but they said it spread by
family
contact.
dog is tested
Sometimes things
positive.
slip.
Yeah.
A family dog. First of all, isn't it a little, I don't know, maybe creepy that you're letting your family dog sleep between you and your lover?
That happens.
Dogs climb in the bed all the time.
Yeah, but get the hell down to the foot of the bed. Like, I don't need, like, first of all, you're hot. You're a hot thing. And you're making me hot.
That's a big dog, too, isn't
The
it?
family dog has tested
No,
positive
Italian
for
Greyhounds are small.
monkeypox virus in what may have been the first human-to-dog transmission case ever recorded. Researchers raised the alarm after an Italian Greyhound contracted the virus 12 days after its owners began to show their onset symptoms. 2 men attended some hospital in Paris, after developing an ulceration 6 days after having sex. One man had been experiencing anal ulceration and a rash on his face, ears, and legs. These 2 guys were really getting after it. While the other developed a rash just on his legs and back. How does that I guess they're going to tell us how the dog got it. In both cases, men experienced fatigue, headaches, and a fever 4 days after breaking out in the rash. Don't forget, one guy has anal ulcers as well. So, right?
Yeah.
They've already
Where are
said
the
that.
dog's ulcers?
They've been co-sleeping with their dog, but said they have been careful to prevent their dog from contact with other pets and humans. Well, that's fine, but you shouldn't probably be having, parts contacted with your dog either, should you not? How would this dog get this
Well,
stuff?
he said it was on his legs and stuff, right? Because that's what they're claiming. They're claiming that, like, the dog rubbed up against, like, their legs and
they
hands.
do say this: the possibility of sexual transmission is being investigated, as the current outbreak appears to be concentrated in the men who have sex with men and has been associated with unexpected anal and genital lesions.
Well, where's the dog's lesions?
It's still unknown if domesticated cats and dogs could be a vector for monkeypox, and the case has been blah, blah, blah. I don't know where the dog tested positive for monkeypox virus by the use of a PCR protocol adapted from blah, blah. I don't know where it says the dog, what part of the dog got it, right? Like, does the dog got it on its face? Does he got it on his paws?
I don't know if it says.
Does he have it on his back? Does he have
because you're not going to just randomly test the dog just to see.
Right.
He had to show something.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get into where the dog had the monkeypox. And don't you think that that's a very important piece of information you need as to whether something potentially inappropriate happened?
I think it would be helpful.
I mean, if the dog had it like on his face, maybe that could be they were playing the peanut butter game. If the dog had it in his anal area, that could maybe be a potential situation. If the dog just had it on its belly.
Yeah, it said it had skin lesions are over its body.
And they found out by swabbing the anus and oral cavity. So, I mean, that just tested positive. Doesn't really tell you where, except the skin lesions. But where were those lesions? I don't know. Lesions.
I don't know.
Disgusting.
Hey,
I'm just glad.
maybe Saturday day, Dan, I was talking to the merch crick, and I do need
anal and abdominal, it says the dog.
Okay, well, now, at this point now, hold on. Let's go
Presented
ahead.
with, I don't know what this word,
Mucosis?
No, mucocutaneous. Am I saying that? Mucocutaneous lesions, including
mucocutaneous.
Thank you, including abdomen, pustules, and a thin anal ulceration.
Dan, what's mucocutaneous?
Mucocutaneous is the mucus. Mucocutaneous is like skin, essentially.
But
mucosa. So that muco would be like. Okay, so I'm trying to say this scientifically.
There's no way, shape, or form that a dog should develop monkeypox lesions on its anal area.
Okay, so cutaneous is the skin, the muco is the mucosa. So the mucocutaneous would be like the junction, like in your lips where it goes from dry to wet. That's a mucocutaneous junction, the mucosa of your mouth versus the cutaneous part of your lip. The same thing happens at the anus. Inside is mucosa, outside is skin, cutaneous. So mucocutaneous is like the transition between the inside of your rectum and beyond the confounds of your anus versus outside your anus.
Again, this is all medical too.
I'm trying to be as medical as possible.
So you're saying that the mucocontainal area is a little bit inside of the anal cavity.
Right, and the reason it's such a dangerous area, and this was big with HIV, is because the skin is like armor. You've got the keratinized cells, and the outside of the skin is pretty far from the blood vessels. When you're in the mucosa, like the mouth or inside the rectum, you are literally one cell away from blood cells. And so it's so much easier to catch and spread things. HIV was spread almost exclusively through the mucosa.
Rips and tears.
The rips and tears in the mucosa because it's so close to the blood vessels, and it would be an easy way to transmit, whereas HIV was very, very difficult to transmit through skin because of the armor of your natural skin.
Right. You're saying that the mucal area inside of your anus is very thin-walled and
Correct.
close to a blood supply.
Correct. And it's very sensitive to
And
trauma.
it's very easy to get hurt.
Yeah,
you can tear it or
right,
rip it and
exactly.
Expose,
Right.
Now, this dog has, signs of trauma in that area. I mean, I don't think it takes a lot of. I don't think you have to be Columbo to figure out what may have happened here.
Columbo.
No.
And that's really a problem.
Disgusting.
Listen, I don't believe in anybody having sex with any type of animal.
Nope.
I don't believe in it at all. But within that world, first of all, it's wrong no matter how you slice it, okay? Let me make sure I say that.
You going to fragment this?
Yes, I am. But I'm going to say bestiality in any way, shape, or form is not cool.
But if you're going to do it, make sure you're clean.
No, that's not what our official statement is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bestiality is not cool in any way, shape, or form, no matter how you slice it. But within the bestiality world, I think it's far less of a crime and less mean to animals that if it's a male dog that naturally is horny trying to hump something than a male dog having to take something anally or a female dog taking any. That female dog doesn't want that in any way, shape, or form. Meanwhile, that male dog is, you know how you get every male dog that's humping your leg? It's always trying to hump something. It naturally wants to hump something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's less mean to animals if it's a male dog trying to hump something than if it's a female or male dog taking something. Again, neither is acceptable. But don't you think that maybe it's less traumatic on the animal if the animal naturally wants to do it?
And just let him.
No, you shouldn't let him.
But
I think if you're the cops and you're, arresting somebody for bestiality, it's far more egregious if the animal is taking the stuff. If it's taking.
Oh yeah.
It's far less. It's far more of a.
Than if you were the receiver.
Yeah.
But officer, my dog was raping me.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I don't know if that's official or official statement.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show practices healing through humor, consisting of hyperbolic statements and parody on the backside, including the use of disclaimers to cover their collective asses.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Cool. Has anyone died from monkeypox yet? Has anyone died from monkeypox yet?
No, it doesn't kill people.
Bruce. Yes, sir.
It's not a super lethal disease.
Because I just read, I was looking at the thing, and toward the bottom they said, it was curable, but brain inflammation or something can lead to death.
Really? Yeah, they say that chicken pox can kill you too.
Well, I know that, but they made sure to put that in there. That's why I wasn't sure if actually someone died yet. Dan Diaco's giant dong, 37 months. Let's go. Good morning, Rudy Roto.
I didn't reset
Good
the
morning.
break counter until after the last break.
You know what?
Reset the break counter. So we're add one to it.
Okay.
You'll take your time for 40 months.
I sent that MP3.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Blitz, check your text, please. Working on it.
No.
KB 901, 19 months. Roto. Wayne 51.
What's up, Montplaisir? Redbeard.
Montplaisir. Wayne. Wade.
What's up,
Let me
Roto?
find me the latest Kevin commercial.
Hey, Fin 212.
Oh.
What's up? What's up, Wayne 512?
Good morning, Finn 202R.
Wow.
Exactly.
That would be a horrible reason. What?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Yeah?
I thought you were asking me something.
Oh, no, sorry.
The oxen work for what?
Good morning. Montplaisir. J Gator 444. Good morning. Kiss Fan 1975, 8 months. Long Lost Clem 28 months. Kayfabe McGillicuddy. Good morning.
'57 Scout. What's up, Sister Gold Tees?
Twisted Rookie 14 months.
What's up, FCC Gator? Kiss Fan 1975. Good morning. What's up, DW Cannon? Big Longer. I don't know. I'm gonna call you the police. Yeah, I used to think a Rolex was a good defensive weapon too, because if you punch a Rolex, you will lose skin on your knuckles.
Let me. This isn't the one with the sound. There's no sound on this.
It still doesn't have sound on the YouTube one?
No, there's no sound, and this isn't.
Oh,
the
good
latest.
Napa, Mike. Hope you're getting better. That little whirl burrs afterbirth.
I got it.
Democrats want Anderson.
I know, Lummy's chip.
I know.
A couple more weeks.
I had to do your job, Lummy. Sorry.
I sent to Kevin Hayes.
Sorry, Lummy.
Didn't know it isolated on one.
Sorry, I had to do your job, kid.
Tonight, the man accused of stabbing author Salman Rushdie is being held without bail in a New York jail.
That is crazy.
Michael George is in New York with all the latest details. Michael? Adriana Rushdie's agent says she's
I'm gonna drop the tray.
unable to speak.
What's up, Thuggish Huggish Nerd? Troglodyte. Good morning. I'm not singing. It's a mutt. 67.
DW Cannon 14 months. Good morning, Thuggish Huggish Nerd.
Plus lower, reaching an incredible 765 CFM. It runs up to 90 minutes on a single charge. That's why Ego is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Exclusively at lowest Ace and Ego authorized dealers.
Ego.
Welcome to the lab. 7 months.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the
2014.
I have been fired.
One is from Indiana, the other one's from Israel. One is the finest white trash, the The other one's looking for deals.
Question about money.
One came up in the 80s, one's a millennial. But one thing they have in common, they were both banned from the bone. Banned from the bone. Banned from the bone. Bubba was banned. Anna was banned. Banned. They were both banned from the bone. They broke 1,000 rules.
I'm the bad guy.
A couple lawsuits too. They'll break 1,000 more. Now that one became two. One got banned for a sex tape. The other tweets on her phone.
Throwaway tweets.
The best thing that's ever happened. They were both banned from the bone. Banned from the bone. Bubba was banned.
I'm the villain.
Anna was banned. Banned. They were both banned from the bone.
I gotta think this is as fun of a time that I've had.
Having to drop your whole world and run to the post office or UPS is the biggest pain in the ass ever. Not if you're a member of Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
It's your 24-hour, 7 days a week post office, and you can access it from anywhere. Skip the headache and go to Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for over 1 million businesses, and get discounts that you can't find anywhere else, like 30% off UPS. 30% off the post office, 80 up to 86% off UPS. You don't need any fancy equipment or anything like that. All you need is a regular computer and printer. And it seamlessly works and interfaces with Shopify, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and any more. You can even order your shipping supplies through Stamps.com, including free priority mail envelopes and boxes. Don't mail and ship the hard way. Sign up with Stamps.com today. Sign up by promo code Bubba for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale, no long-term commitments and/or contracts. Go to Stamps.com.
Promo code Bubba.
Click on the microphone on the top homepage and type in Bubba. Thank you, Stamps.com, and thank you, BubbaArmy, for using Stamps.com as well. Dan, Monday, don't get mad, but I need you to leave a little early on Monday because I got Kevin coming in.
Okay.
And I just,
no problem.
Just logistically, it's just so many people, and I only have so many mics, and I don't think that you want to be on the wireless.
That's fine. No problem.
I'll have you I'm 8:30.
Okay.
Because I'm having Kevin in on Friday at 9 and Monday at 8:30 for the last minute push. The primary is on Tuesday.
I totally understand. I support him, and you have my blessing on that 100%. Do you want me to come in on Friday?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can come in on Friday, but it would have to be, you'd have to leave at 8:30 then too.
Okay, sure.
All right? You're not, you're not, I got to juggle you big time people around.
That's fine.
Democrats want amnesty for illegals.
Let me write this down. Free Kevin commercial.
Yep.
For BubbaArmy Soft Pack Willie, a non-recognized soft pack paid for by Bubba Clem. Paid for by Dan Diaco, who's got all the money, who funnels it through my soft pack fund. Thank you.
Through my Amazon Prime.
Through Amazon Prime. Thank you.
I should send you a picture.
Democrats want amnesty for
how much you've contributed to the BubbaArmy, Bubba the Love Sponge Foundation.
I think it was $2K in the last 3 months.
I think that's what we've totally got. I don't think that was you.
3 months from me.
No.
That's what it told me.
I think it said that the Bubba the Love Sponge Foundation has received $2,700 this past quarter, and that's collectively. I don't think just from you, Danny.
Oh, you and other customers. You're right. Okay. Okay, I didn't see. I just gave it. I was like, God, did I spend that much?
No. But globally, man, the BubbaArmy, go to Amazon. Go to Amazon.smile.com, and do a search for the BTLS Foundation. That's my 401c3 or whatever the hell it's called. And we have like 27,000 in our account right now, and I'm ready to do some good with it. The next thing that I think, whether it's buying some police, bulletproof police vests for a canine unit, or helping out, a little kid who got his motorcycle stolen, or a fallen police officer's wife. My foundation now has a little bit of money because of you people, you BubbaArmy, and the people that listen to the show. It doesn't cost anything. It all comes from Amazon. So if you buy like a pack of razors, through Amazon Prime, and it would regularly cost you $8, still costs you $8. What Amazon does is contribute 0.01 something, I don't know, small, I think 0.5% to my foundation on behalf of you.
That adds up.
Well, $2,700 last quarter because of the great Bubba Army. So do all of your Amazon shopping through the Smile deal. Once you sign up once, it'll automatically redirect you there every time. But you have to go pick my foundation.
We had some of Tampa's finest out in front of the house last night. Apparently,
cops?
there's 4 or 5 cars
In front of the big mansion?
Yeah. Apparently, there's some crazy homeless
Did you throw
guy.
Romino off the top balcony?
No, it wasn't me this
We're
time.
talking back?
No, it wasn't me.
What happened?
Some crazy homeless person was flipping those metal grates over and throwing them in the street. And they never found the guy, but they had police all up and down the street looking for him and protecting the areas where the big holes were left when the grates were pulled up so that people wouldn't like drive their car into it and have a horrible accident.
Attention all units. We got the real rich uppity people over by McDill, the $6 million homes. They're real mad right now. So all units over there until we find this guy. They really take care of you rich people.
Yeah, because in my neighborhood, there's a giant hole in the middle of the street that's probably 5 foot deep and about 4 foot by 4 foot wide.
Like a sinkhole?
And they literally just put a cone in front of it, and it's been like that for about a month.
Blitz would say
It's in
literally
the
you would
middle of the
die.
street.
You would die if you walked in it.
Is that bad?
Oh, like I'm not kidding. It's probably 4 or 5 feet deep and 4 foot by 4 foot wide.
And they still haven't done anything?
So Blitz,
No,
literally,
nothing.
if you were walking at
a
night and you
cone.
could walk right into it and probably die.
If you were on a bike, you'd probably die. And if you're on, like, if your car hits it, it will destroy your car.
Be like Marshawn Lynch's car.
Worse than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, Blitz, you're a walker and you are a downtown aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent as a city a lot of money on that Riverwalk. I rode it this weekend on my bike, and I was thoroughly unimpressed. What are your thoughts on that?
TW Cannon, 1,000 bits.
Mitch Lucerini, 25 on the Venmo
never
at
ridden-
the Bubba Army. Thank you.
You've never gone down it before, dude?
I love the idea of it, and like it's really cool. But there's a lot of things they could have done to make it way better.
Food and drink?
Is just the how about the smoothness of the trail?
It's bumpy because it's a bunch of little pavers.
Part of it is bumpy, and part of it's nice and smooth.
Okay.
But the part that's nice and smooth has different, like more like longitudinal, rectangular type pavers, but they're slick. And I think in the water it would be like
it's not as bad as you think. But yeah, I don't. They would have been better off just like paving it.
And there should be 3 restaurants on there.
I got to tell you, Columbus, Indiana had some neat bike trails. They really did, and I don't know if all of it's up on our YouTube yet, but a lot of it is. I did some e-biking in Columbus, and they got far better trails than we have.
Which is pathetic. We should have great trails here.
I don't know. We don't have a lot of like
There's not a lot in between.
Yeah, it's either you're on the coast or you're in the woods here, or in the urban city deal. Riviera, what's that, Rudy?
Rudy,
$50 on the cash
Like
app.
the Pinellas
at TheBubbaArmy,
Trail.
thank you.
The Pinellas Trail's really nice.
Yeah, but it takes all my energy. It takes all my bike battery just to get over there.
Well, I know, but it's still nice. And like there's some in Hillsborough, but again, it's in the woods. But they're real nice trails.
Ever think about throwing them in the back of the truck and then driving halfway to the start of the trail and then?
Yeah.
Is it too much of a pain in the ass?
No, it isn't. I could do that.
Those bikes
Democrats want amnesty for illegal.
By the way, I'm going to tell you this until it's ad nauseum. But for you people that live in Pinellas County, listening to us by whatever means,
District 13. Some of us got kicked out.
But for the most part, it's the majority of Pinellas County.
Yes.
What is it, Blitz? Probably 65 to 70% of Pinellas County is in District 13.
Yeah, probably about that. It's from like Palm Harbor south, except for a few places in St. Pete.
I'm still mad.
Yeah, they really ripped you off.
Yeah, they kicked me out right at the last minute.
Yeah, and added you to the Hillsborough County.
Right.
Which is so dumb.
Which, by the way,
I'm
newsflash.
District 14.
Oh, girl doesn't live in Hillsborough County.
Exactly.
Right. But all of like the very east part of downtown St. Pete and all that, that's all part of Hillsborough now.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, if you live in District 13 in Pinellas, you've got most people, I'm guilty of it, don't vote in the primary. It's just not as sexy. And so it makes it far more volatile, meaning each vote means more because, for the most part, the participation in the primary is like what, 15, 20% sometimes?
It's very low.
If that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the participation, like in a real sexy presidential election, sometimes is in the 70 and 80 percentile range, I think. So the GOP primary, The GOP primary, the Republican primary, is Tuesday, a week from today, in Pinellas County, District 13. Find either early vote, but I think it's probably too late to early vote now. You might still be able to mail in an early vote. I don't know. But you've got to get your ass out there if you are listening to this and vote for Kevin Hazlett. He is in a neck-and-neck race with this crazy bitch named Anna Paulina Luna. Her real name is Anna Muckheimer or something like that. She doesn't even live in Pinellas County. And basically, she's a flip. I mean, and listen, if Obama is your thing, then that's great. But if Obama is your thing and you supported Obama through in his immigration and some of his stuff, I'm not saying stupid stuff, but some of his stuff, then you just can't be a flip-flop in GOP today. And more importantly, you should have to live where you're running.
Yes, I agree with that.
And so this woman who's from California,
is
Anna Paulina Luna, Anna Paulina whatever, has strategically so badly wanted, because the AOC has showed these dumb, bubbly-ass social media darlings how to do it. And once you get up there and you do 2 terms, then you're vested and you get like a lifetime pension. So now you're a career politician. And you figure out this strategically where the weakest, where you could potentially go win. Like this could have been Utah or Colorado or whatever, but Anna Paulina Luna somehow picked District 13, Pinellas County, to come down here and basically be a selfie/social media darling. Now, she is cute, but she's highly misrepresented. She's a liar. She's not a combat veteran. She was in the Air Force for 2.5 years, got thrown out. I don't think she was honorably discharged.
She wasn't?
I don't think she was. And I know that she did not finish her original tour of duty or her original sign-up period. She left prior. I don't know what type of discharge she got, but she just has spewed lies all over everywhere. And because she's cute, and when Trump endorsed her an election ago because she was the candidate against Charlie Crist, I don't know that Trump has revalidated her endorsement for this race. She's just taken the fact that he endorsed her last race. That's got her to where she is today. And it's touch and go. It's neck and neck between her. And listen, even if you don't like Kevin Hazlett, obviously we're, admittedly biased. I've known Kevin for 20 plus years. We all love Kevin. But even if you're just like a smart guy like Dan Diaco and you don't know Kevin and you just do a little research on the candidates, there's really only one clear. I mean, I don't want this to sound like a Kevin Hazlett infomercial, but even if I didn't know Kevin Hazlett, he's clearly the only person that's qualified. Everybody else is a joke.
I agree with you, Bubba.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be like, I should probably be nicer to the other candidates, but quite frankly, not a one of them is even nearly as qualified for this particular job as Kevin Hazlett.
There's no question. And just to clear it up, she did get an honorable discharge.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But she's bizarre.
She's
bizarre.
Yeah,
she's
no
a bizarre person.
Yeah.
Lummy, after I run this, I want you to find that Anna Paulina Luna Insana website or whatever the hell they got. I know there's a
Anna
couple.
Paulina Lunatic or something?
Yeah. See if you can find that for me, Lummy.
Democrats want amnesty for illegals. Some Republicans agree. Anna Paulina Luna says,
But I always agreed with President Obama's immigration policies.
Providing a pathway to citizenship.
We need a pathway to citizenship.
Trump, DeSantis, and conservative Kevin Hazlett disagree. Hazlett took on cartels as prosecutor, and he'll seal the border in Congress. No amnesty. Hazlett's policy or Luna's?
I always agreed with President Obama's immigration policies.
That's the choice.
I'm Kevin Hazlett, and I approve this message.
Democrats want...
I'll tell you what, I'd vote for Kevin, and I'd give her $20 for a lap dance.
That's fair.
That's a hell of a statement. That should be...
all day long.
You're right. Maybe even have her stick around for a couple songs. Bitch might
Yeah,
get 40
you get
out
40.
of me.
Exactly. You're a 2-song. You're double trouble.
Let me see if you can find me that Anna Paulina lunatic deal.
Yeah.
I'll go into words, and we'll try to come back with it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Ned 76 viewers after 4 years, 1,060 bits.
That'd be like Dice Man. Mother Goose? Yeah, I fucked her.
Yay, oh. Just see. Fucking.
How is it tonight? Evading taxes.
Bubba, I also sent you there's an update on Elkhart Rob. I didn't know if you saw it. It was after his surgery.
Is that what Rob looks like?
Yeah. And I guess that's his accident, I guess, right next to it.
Okay, we'll do that.
Alright, so let me go fucking. I'll grab that CD. Shit.
What it do to the people of the internet? Fucking fuck teeny. I hate that stupid bitch. Oh. Let's hear that.
Oh, fuck.
You got the Dodds?
Yeah, baby, you don't understand.
I think I might.
Oh, I fucking went crazy this morning.
That's good.
Let's see, I need a 2.
You need the 2 in the back and the 1 in the front. Cannot find the BTLS. Soft with slides, unacceptable. That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
All right.
Bubba, there's a new parody.
New parody. What's up, Redbeard? Probably they do. Probably harasses adults with water in the pool. Which seems silly because obviously we're already wet, but still, it was just fucking annoying. Like, this kid was literally inches from my face, like. I was like, have you been hit recently? Because you need a spanking, buddy. Buddy. Yep, new parody apparently. I did not know about this, but I'm excited for it. the spin camera, right?
Jay Gator, one of my favorites. No befuddled. What's up, CC Gonzalez? Gary Cantrell, good morning. What's up, Joe Lavaz?
Everybody Hall of Fame is coming up in about less than 30 minutes.
Nick offered to be. What's up, Mr. Graham,
You
1911?
gotta write these names down and start working on getting their images.
Well, Chia, Symbol Snowman,
way,
good morning.
way ahead of this game. Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. We're getting an update from, by the way, the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, which I'm thinking about changing it to the BTLS Show. Because I think Bubba the Love Sponge is kind of like maybe a bad thing. But some people might be confused. If you truly know this show, then you know, if we were to rename it the BTLS Show, then you know it's my show because you're BTLS. But if you're not familiar with our little world and you hear the BTLS Show, well, then you might try that show out. But if you've already had a preconceived notion about Bubba the Love Sponge, then you're not, even though the show has changed and we have a Jewish girl here now, and a slow adult, and a know-it-all technician, and a doctor with a filthy ginger kicker, and a psychotic 50-some-year-old, insane lunatic, then you might give that show a chance. And if you noticed, Lummy, during all of the Brett Favre media we got, whether it's TMZ or Bleacher or ESPN or Barstool, like the Brett Favre, I got 1,000 concussion things, really... Sports Illustrated, everybody covered it. It was probably one of the most, since the Hogan sex tape, one of the most, biggest covered things that we had. And they all referred to the show as the BTLS radio show. So what are your guys' thoughts? And I'd like everybody's opinion on maybe we start leaning towards that, like a rebrand.
I'm cool with that. I mean, even McDonald's reinvents itself all the time.
I don't want to be the, I don't want to be the McRib of McDonald's. I want to.
Why not?
Well, I'm just saying,
good.
Like if it's stupid and it, don't think we should do it.
Are you calling the McRib stupid?
No, I'm saying like
I'm thinking more about like how McDonald's, the buildings have kind of evolved over time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
not the menu.
Instead of the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, why don't we just kind of start leaning towards this is the BTLS? Hey, it's a BTLS. I don't know if you say BTLS radio because we're not necessarily radio people, but we do.
The BTLS Show.
Yeah, the BTLS Show.
Huh.
You know what? Of all people, I'd like your opinion on that.
Me?
Yeah, she didn't give a good inflection there.
Yeah, you.
I don't know. I don't know what I think. Because your name is such a big brand, it's like, why not roll with that?
Right.
Why reinvent it?
But it's very polarizing.
Yeah, but again, if that's what people think it's called, then kind of, do we just go along with that?
I like the way you think.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to suspend my opinion until further notice, until I think about it a little bit more.
Let's go over to Blitz. Blitz knows the show as well as anybody. And what's your opinion of it? That might persuade Anna's opinion.
Whatever Blitz says.
Yeah.
No, Blitz will come up with something here.
I say we go for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you being sincere?
Let me, what do you think?
Because
you never know if Blitz is being sincere or not. He could just
it's
be
very, very hard to tell, Dan. I still don't know sometimes.
Right. I don't know either. He's one of my best friends in the
The
world.
worst part is I don't know either.
I know.
Like, is this a rib?
Then I truly believe that he is torn. Then at that
I
point.
really am.
He doesn't know.
I am.
That would be the correct. Then Blitz, rather than to give us like a blitz type deal where we don't know if you're ribbing us or not, then be honest and say truly I'm torn.
I mean, there's pros and cons, and I think they're about even each way.
Yeah, I do too. And I almost think that the horse is so far out of the barn with Bubba the Love Sponge that it would look almost desperate, us changing it.
But think about all the new merch you get to make.
It's already all Bubba
It's all
Army
Bubba
anyway.
Army. It says Bubba Look at your shirt.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, look at your shirt. Let me just drop the smart mic on Danny right now.
Look at Blitz's shirt.
He did. So anyway, we're getting
it's settled.
We're getting an update on. I think it sounds like too much work to me. Screw it. We're gonna keep it the Bubba Love Sponge show, and we're mostly Bubba
If I get
Army.
one more new header, no, I'm just kidding. We're good.
Listen, we need to put
Brett Favre in there.
in the new header.
You know, the New York Post did say during the appearance on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
someone got it
And
right.
we're sticking with that.
Okay.
A very dear friend of the show. I think he's qualified for BARP. If not, he's getting there. Elkhart Rob had a bull riding incident this weekend, I think in Colorado, and broke his pelvis, and he went in for surgery last night. And Lummy, according to the NSPRA Rough Stock Twitter page, they're saying update on Rob. Is it Phipps? Better affectionately known as Elkhart Rob to us Bubba Army. He is in recovery from surgery this afternoon in Loveland, Colorado, and all went well. He had an open book pelvic fracture and part bone hip. Dan, what is is that what the technical medical term is called, an open book pelvic fracture?
They sometimes will call it like an open book, but an open pelvic fracture means that it's actually a fracture associated with a laceration, so it's contaminated. And that's usually a result of a massive amount of trauma to literally break you open like you're breaking open a crab.
Did he get horned by the bull? Is that
he may
what
have gotten
maybe?
stepped on because, again, when you get thrown off a bull, he'll do everything in his power to step on you, as opposed to a horse who will do everything in his power not to step on you.
Because bulls are dicks.
Dicks.
Does Romina call you Danny the Bull?
Sometimes.
Because you will break her pelvis in a minute.
Ayo.
They put plates and screws in his pelvis and screws in his hip. He's resting now, and we'll probably be getting him up and moving around some in the morning. Nurse says he's doing good. He's tough cowboy. And Elkhart Rob, we're thinking so much about you, and we hope that you get better. What did you send me?
So I was saying the New York Post, I think they covered it the best because they actually put the full YouTube video on there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so then they put, obviously the Bubba Loves. You scroll.
Brett Favre estimates he suffered thousands of concussions during 20-year career, and then is this...
No, you just got to scroll down a little bit more.
Keep scrolling down?
Yeah,
Okay.
you see his picture, and then the whole...
Oh, that's great.
Who's that?
Look at that, great,
That's
and he's
you.
laughing and everything. Lummy, in a couple months, let's see if we can get him again.
Yeah, I've kind of mentioned it to him about maybe coming on before the Packers Bucks game, if that was all right.
Really?
Yeah.
What
He said he was going to check his schedule, get with his wife, and let us know. Because he may be coming to Tampa, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the game.
Anyway, Kevin Hazlett will be in Friday at 9 and Monday at 8:30 as a last-minute push for you guys that listen to the show that live in District 13. I invite you to go do all of your research about your candidates, especially if you're a registered Republican and you're going to be going to the polls a week from today. Anna Luna Paluna, or whatever the hell this woman's name, that's statistically I'm hearing that her and Kevin are tied, or Kevin might be up a couple points, but it's like a plus minus margin of 3%, so it's
turnout dependent.
Right, it's definitely turnout dependent. Do your research. As you're researching, one website you might want to consider going to is Anna Paluna. Is it called Anna Paluna Lunatic?
Just AnnaLunatic.com.
Yeah, AnnaLunatic.com. I may put that up on our Facebook, Lummy, for people to be able to, I have Kevin's up there. Might as well put this one up as well, right?
Yep.
Now, supposedly, this is her cousin, right? This is Anna Luna Palina's cousin.
I believe this is her.
I have something really important to say to you guys, especially those of you who are in the Florida 13th Congressional District. And I have kept my mouth shut for quite some time. out of fear of being sued. My cousin is Anna Polina Luna. So me and my cousin grew up together.
Which, by the way, Anna Luna Polina, or whatever the hell her name is, she will sue you if you talk bad about her, including family members. She will sue you. Well, sue me, Anna, because I'm 4-0, and I'm talking bad about you.
It's interesting your cousin said her name differently. So, she could have also changed the pronunciation to appear more ethnic.
We were pretty close.
Maybe it was Anna.
My dad used to buy matching outfits for us all the time. And he would take us to these really cool places to get our photos taken. And I can't say a lot just because I really do not want to be sued. But as her cousin, I 100% do not endorse her. She has...
Man, when you're family...
Yeah, that's rough.
That's rough.
Lied on many, many occasions. She tried to sue my dad for stalking when they hadn't talked in 15 years because he was trying to speak out against some of the lies that she was saying on social media.
So here you are, her uncle, and you're seeing your your niece lying, just being very, very blatantly untrue and just wrong. And so you take to your social media, and try to set the record straight, and she sues you. Man.
The thing that really gets me is when she talks about my grandmother who had Alzheimer's since me and her were both very little and could not speak, could not talk, could not walk, could not eat, couldn't do anything on her own. She was bedridden. Basically a vegetable. My grandpa took care of her. And then she has the audacity to say the reason why she doesn't go by the name Mayhofer is because she's ashamed of our family.
By the way, her last name is Mayhofer, but she doesn't like to call herself Mayhofer because it doesn't sound as
exotic.
Exotic, right? Mayhofer.
But what really scares me is the possibility that she might actually become a congressional candidate and
not a candidate. The bitch might win.
And actually be a congresswoman. And I am all for having more women in politics. This is one woman you do not need in politics.
And this isn't a scorned person. Like, this isn't Kevin Hazlett's daughter or anything. This is Anna Lunatic's
childhood friend and cousin.
Yes.
She's tried to sue many of her opponents on baseless charges. And as I said before...
By the way, for those scoring at home, she's not successfully won or prevailed on any of these lawsuits.
Right.
They've all been, I think, pretty much dismissed.
Right. They're frivolous.
Constantly manipulating her past and lying about things and then threatening to sue people so that they don't speak up. And frankly, I am sick and tired of it. And I hope all of you out there in Florida, in that district, please... anyone else but her. I don't even care if you vote Republican or Democrat. Anyone but her.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Yeah. Can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah, you can, because you're not Jewish, but yes.
Was she a stripper? Or a dancer of some sort? Or
she definitely worked at a strip club.
She was either a stripper or a cocktail waitress at a strip joint.
The Red Rose.
The Red Rose and great Fort Walton Beach, by the way.
Of course.
Now, there's this guy, I forget what Jacob Engel, I think his name is, and he's a conservative, a political writer out of Orlando.
I think he's gay, right? Like,
I think I don't know what his sexuality, if that matters
or
not.
But no, it doesn't. But you know,
he's
trying to show.
I think he is gay, and I think he brings that. I think he addresses that in this particular exchange, and we've watched this before. But this guy, Jacob Engel, went over to the Conservative Grounds coffee shop in Pinellas County, which I know the owner. He's a good guy. But it's a local political coffee shop hangout, and
a safe place for conservatives.
Right. And Anna Luna Polina Luna whatever the hell lunatic was over there doing some campaigning, and this guy just had some legitimate questions. Now there is some cursing in this, so I'll have to dump it a little bit. But I don't know. I got a problem with her and her lack of transparency. And it's like, if she doesn't like a question or something, she doesn't sit there and answer it. She runs. And when you're a politician, sometimes you got to sit there and battle it out and take it when somebody's got something on you. You don't run. The last thing you do is run.
No, you run and sue, which is her MO.
And so this guy follows her over there. He's not threatening. He's not trespassing. He's not doing anything other than being a journalist. What would be different if he worked for the St. Pete Times or Channel 8 or whatever? He's a journalist of a political website, a highly regarded conservative political website, and he's asking potentially who could be the GOP candidate some questions about her background.
By the way, he could be a nobody, just a citizen asking questions, and has every right to.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
I was wondering if you could tell me about this document. You're now saying you're Hispanic, but it says white non-Hispanic here. Are you a fake Hispanic, like Elizabeth Warren is a fake Indiana? Could you tell me about that? Why would you lie on this form?
I'm actually not lying. I'm actually part white, and so I look at people
white,
that argue that as white shaming.
She's claiming to be Hispanic, but on this form, I think she filled it out as if she was Caucasian. But she's running as a Hispanic, I think.
Well, her voting, how she registered to vote in Escalon, whatever county up in Fort Walton, she put white, and then when she came down to Tampa, she marked Hispanic.
Right.
With her voting.
So I can have my DNA evidence, but this interview's over. This interview's over.
How many years active duty in the Air Force?
Thank
How many years active duty? Could you tell me about that, Anna? Why can't you answer the question?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Jacob Ingles with the Central Florida Post.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Anna, it's real easy. You can come out of the car and just answer a few questions. She won't talk about white, not of Hispanic origin. Now she wants to talk about I'm Hispanic. Just answer a few questions. How many years active duty?
You actually have all those records online, and
How
it's
many
interesting
years
to me
active
that as a veteran that you're sitting here trying to accuse
How many
anything other.
years
So
active
why don't you
duty?
look at the video that was put out by David Happy?
How many years
You
active
can look
duty?
that up online.
Just answer. How many years active
5
duty?
years, 8 months, and 1 year at the Guard.
All active duty.
Thank you very much. And by
Are
the
those
way,
all active
if
duty?
you put out any false information, I want you to
going
know
to
that
do?
you'll be liable for defamation.
Liable.
That's the problem with today's society, man. If you
criticize me, I'm going to sue you.
I'm going to sue you.
See, that's the difference between her and Kevin Hazlett. Kevin Hazlett understands the law as an officer of the court. He understands the Constitution, and the job of a congressperson is to create law and make sure that the laws they create are constitutional. That's the job, and to represent their community.
Right, and to answer tough questions that the people they represent potentially might have.
Correct.
Not to
her MO is I'm going to use the law as a weapon. I'm going to make this about me, not about the people I'm representing, and I am going to make this a circus instead of a real election.
The Guard.
All active duty.
Thank you very much. And by
Are
the
those
way,
all active
if
duty?
you put out any false information, I want you to
going
know
to
that
do?
you'll be liable for defamation.
Liable. That's fine.
She doesn't even know what trust me, I know what libel and defamation is. I really do. I've been tried for it a few times. And she's not even using it correctly. Liable and defamation, you have to show intent. You have to show, right? It's not of personal opinion or anything. You have to show intent that you're trying to intentionally harm her.
Well, she's a public figure, so
Right.
the threshold for it to be defamation or slander or libel is much
more
higher as a public figure.
Right.
And she is officially running for a federal office, a public figure.
Fine, that's
so
fine.
she's
You're
subject
a public
to this.
figure. We're just asking questions.
And at this point, man, I don't think this guy, even if you don't like this guy, and even if you love her, I don't think, and this is in a public space, you're a public figure, I don't think anything that he's done has been inappropriate at all. He's just simply asking his potential candidate or a potential public, running for a political office candidate, some questions about some forms that she's filled out prior. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not asking her anything sexually about her first husband or anything like. He's asking her about
He's really
things
not accusing her of anything. He's
that
just
I feel
asking her.
are very in bounds as a political candidate.
I still want a lap dance.
Can't stand hard questions from a gay journalist, conservative journalist. How are you going to handle AOC, Anna? Come on, let's go.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, please don't touch me, ma'am.
I'm not touching you. Goodbye.
Do you own this building?
I work here, but you're not coming in.
So when the owner tells me that, that's fine. We'll just be waiting here.
You can wait outside.
Maybe we'll come in. Come on, Ben. You want to come in? Whoa.
Now, Dan, legally, can you deny? I guess as a business, I guess
Yeah,
you
you
can
can.
deny people's service. I guess. I don't know if this woman has the authority to do that. If she's not a manager or an owner, and she's just an Ana Luna Polina mark, right? I'd like to know what authority she has to deny this guy access.
She said she worked there, but
Look at that. Look at that. So, just so everybody knows, Central Florida Post, we're a conservative, America First publication, and Anna is not answering very basic questions. She's going to be so hard on AOC and Congress, but she can't answer basic questions.
By the way, that's one of the things that Ana Luna Polina has said that she's going to be very hard on AOC in Congress. So he's quoting something that she has said.
From a journalist. That's right. We love Bryson Gray. We love Bryson Gray. So you guys aren't concerned. She won't tell how many years active duty. She didn't answer how many years active duty. She didn't. Are you guys concerned she's lying on her voter registration card? Would you lie on your voter registration card? White, not of Hispanic origin. Then she just tells me I'm Hispanic. I'm a conservative all my life, registered teenage Republican. Yeah. No, I'm all aware of what Anna puts out there, but thank you. So do you know why she lied on her voter registration?
She didn't,
but it's right here.
All this stuff is bullshit.
Anna Meyerhofer. Do you guys know that she worked as a stripper?
I don't know what to talk to you. Our owner, Cliff Gephardt.
Our owner, Cliff?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Cliff.
By the way, I know Cliff, and Cliff's a great guy. That's why I don't think that this Jacob guy had to leave. I think that Cliff was actually cool about it, I think.
Jacob Ingles here with the Central Florida Post. How you doing? No, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to ask Anna some very basic questions. I mean, she can't handle me. I don't know how she's going to handle AOC.
We can't handle you.
This is officially that woman.
Oh, my God. Please put her away.
She's officially that woman.
We all can't handle you. Why don't you go where you're appreciated?
What is that supposed to mean? I'm not working with any campaign. I'm a journalist, man. I'm a journalist.
Bullshit.
God bless you.
Please don't bump into me, sir.
Yeah.
I think she's insinuating potentially the guy's gay and he's not wanted there. I'm assuming that's kind of her. In my opinion, that's potentially her stance.
Well, that's certainly one way to take it.
There we go.
I wasn't in your way. You can walk around, bro.
And you're just trying to do some
But
weird
when I try close press event.
Yeah. Look, stand here and talk to me. No. Let's be real for a second.
How many months?
Hey, and what candidate does a closed press event? Isn't that event supposed to get as much press as you can?
Sounds like something Biden would do.
Sounds very authoritarian to me, like, hey, I'm only going to have the press that agree with my opinions, right? That's so not a political candidate's mantra to begin with, right?
It should be.
I'm only going to allow the press that's going to like me.
As a stripper at the Red
I
Rose
was never a
Gentlemen's Club.
stripper for one,
So there's
and
a
the fact that you're
distinction
sitting
between
here lying
a
about
waitress
that's
and a
pretty
stripper.
wrong.
Goodbye. I'm not lying about this.
Hey, keep your hands off him. Take your hands off him.
No hands. No hands.
Okay.
No hands.
What? This is like some left. This is some liberal
You guys
stuff.
are, how long did you work at the Red Rose Gentlemen's Club?
I'm not a
How long?
stripper.
But how long
And the
did you
fact
strip
is
there?
that I'm not.
But
And you're not
did you
even
work at the Red
respecting that
Rose
question.
Gentlemen's
Hold
Club?
on,
What were you doing at the Red Rose Gentlemen's Club? Clothes on and off, private dances.
Get the hell out of here, asshole.
Red Rose Gentlemen's Club. She worked there. That's in court documents. I didn't lay my hands on anybody. You guys did.
Keep it up, and I'm not.
You might say there we have an active threat. Nobody's trying to intimidate.
I'm not either. I'm just getting in your face.
I'm the journalist in Orange County who exposed the gay porn book 2 weeks ago. Went viral.
You probably
Fox
have
News,
all
everywhere
kinds
else.
of inside information.
Inside information?
Yeah, gay porn?
Gay porn? Oh, I have inside information.
Man, this woman's mentality is what embarrasses me to be potentially a Republican. Because you got this.
No, it shouldn't. She's dumb and old.
I know, but it's just like she's just so judgy, is she not?
Well, of
because I'm a gay journalist. I'm the one who brought it to the.
no idea
I'm the one who
who
brought
you
it.
are.
I'm the one who brought it to the school board, ma'am. We don't like your kind around here. Yeah.
That's true.
You don't.
Oh, okay.
That's true. So that's true. We don't like your kind around here.
True.
Say that, Roger. Did you say Roger Stone tried to poison you?
Remember, she did say that Roger Stone tried to poison her, and Roger Stone has never met this woman in his entire life.
Thank you. Hey, whoa, no, nope, stop touching.
You just hit me. You just hit me.
Well, hit me back. Stop touching.
No.
Man, the woke world that we live in, he just hit me. It's just, I don't know, man. It's embarrassing, is it
You're not
not?
allowed to touch somebody.
I don't think anybody touched him.
No. You're getting
That's his
my
cameraman, by the way. Just so you know.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just saying that.
Whoa.
There you go.
What's your name?
Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Away from the car. Get away from the car. Actually, Ben, let him do it. Let him do it. 'Cause this is actually quite comical.
Not even our car.
So,
Man, they're lucky Blitz sitting there because they'd have a red dot on their face.
there we have it, folks. Anna Paulina Meyerhofer. Hispanic, not Hispanic. She isn't telling the truth about her military record. She worked as
if she just would sit there and answer those questions, all this would have gone away, right? I mean, I don't think those questions are hard. They're forms that she's, filled out and filed, right?
Yes, apparently.
a stripper at the Red Rose.
She did work at the Red Rose Inn in Fort Walton Beach. Now, whether it was a stripper or a cocktail waitress, all it takes is a brief explanation saying, you know what, no, I did not dance, but I was a cocktail waitress.
Or even if she did, get in front of it.
Oh, yeah, but either way, just give it, that's pretty much squashes that, rather than this big whodunit. And if you were listen, I appreciate your grind of being a cocktail waitress. Guys at the Red Rose Inn need good cocktail waitresses. And you're pretty, let's be honest, she is attractive.
Yes.
She's hot.
Yes.
Gentlemen's Club that was on the do not go list for active duty members of the Air Force when she was in the Air Force. Seemed to be some discrepancies on how long she was reserve versus active duty.
I will tell you this, man, that she's taken all these pictures with police dogs and fatigues and camo and all this kind of stuff, really, really trying to insinuate that she has been in, combat before. And I don't think that she ever was off of Eglin Air Force Base. I don't think she ever left that place.
Stone tried to poison her, that's what she said. Yep. These are all these things. We tried to get the answer out of her. She won't answer phone, text, email. That is the lady who says she's going to go to Congress and be a warrior for you. She can't handle 2 seconds of hard questioning from me. Her supporters can't handle it. So how is she going to stand up to AOC? To the lady.
I really wish Kevin would have been able to debate her with the gloves off, but all the debates have seemed to be very nice. And Kevin's
very
really
controlled.
not. Yeah, very controlled. And Kevin's really, I've talked to Kevin a few times, and he's really not been able to really bring up any of this stuff.
Who married her own brother.
And the media, here's the media, like Roger said, the media wants her to win.
Right. So she get destroyed in the
because then they're going to have a very salacious, they're going to bring all of this stuff now. Watch, if she wins, if she happens to beat Kevin Tuesday, a week from today, then watch all of this stuff that should have mattered when she was running in the primary now will matter in the general election.
And early voting is open until Sunday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I encourage you to do that. Find your precinct and go in during your lunch hour or after work one day. And
don't forget, the early voting precincts are different than your normal precincts.
Right. But it is so much easier. It'll take 5 minutes. There's nobody there.
Other Ilhan Omar, how's she going to stand up to the jihad squad when she can't even compose herself and keep herself together here? So that's centralfloridapost.com.
All right, so that's an article, and then they, I think this is something as well. Hold on. She supports Scientology supposedly. Anna Lunatic supports Scientology.
Scientologists and evading taxes. Yeah. Crazy shit, man.
Get that.
And that's what we all say. You sound crazy.
Oh, that was weird.
I don't know. That was kind of weird. And so this is her one of her latest pictures of her newsletter. She really, and isn't it illegal to have stolen valor? Isn't it actually illegal to try to act like you were
appear one way?
And I think the Florida election laws specifically say it's illegal to misrepresent your
But
military
she
duty.
was in the military.
Yeah, she was. So,
I mean, active duty or not, she's still in the military.
Lummy, you got a new parody?
Yes, I do. John from Naples. Woo.
Let's do that and the Hall of Fame next.
Woo.
I got the Hall of Fame list is official. I have it's a total of 15 people.
Woo.
And I want to make sure that the people, there's just so many. There's probably 30 to 35 people that that really deserve. And so if you didn't get picked this year, there's some great people that I wish I could put everybody in, but I can't. And you can bet that if you were, in the running this year, that you're probably a lock for next. Yep. So this is not an enviable situation for me to be in, because instantaneously it's going to upset some people that don't make it, that were right there on the cusp. But please don't get mad. And you can bet that you'll probably get in next year. We got to have a cutoff. I went 15 when I wanted to go 12, so I already went 3 more. And we got a new parody song as well. So that's all coming up next.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Can I go to the bathroom really quick?
Mm-hmm. Lummy, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. God bless.
Morning, there's just eggs. There's eggs. That's my little box. Okay, Kelly, good morning. Dr. Maker, good morning. Skiz Eater. Boom. Go. Make sure though. Cross. Clifton Travis, 33 months. Good morning, Seminole Snowman. Doug Clemens with Steak. Cecilia Redneck, good morning. Morning, Hall of Famer A.D. McGillicuddy, Bird Woman, good morning. What's up? Larry Viewer, Sub King. Of course, Roto. Had a good time. Watchfinder Willie, good morning. Bubba, did you check if that CD fires up? I forgot to ask you because we don't have a checker.
Yep, I think it does.
Okay, cool.
You see here.
Yeah. No, incisors. Good morning. That sucks. How's that Norris incisors? Iggy.
1 year later. The Afghanistan withdrawals are a year. That's crazy.
going good there.
Huh?
It's going good there.
That's what I heard. Yeah, for the Taliban. Never better. Oh, God. What a fucking disaster.
Oh, and they restart.
Uber. Uber. Gotta love the hand sanitizer. Shit, I gotta buy my I do that today, okay? I do that today.
Oh. Good morning, JBJ4.
You didn't like the banana milk? I liked it. It's pretty good. Liz has gotten it a few times. I like it.
Okay. What's up, other Bob?
Thanks, Donkey Teeth. What's up, Iggy?
Keep it on there.
Yo.
And me. Good for you, Brando.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Man, I was looking at our OnlyFans account yesterday, or actually this morning. There's a hot 4-part series with Janessa and this other girl named Diamond. And they do full-blown girl-on-girl oral.
Nice.
Like you of all people. Do you like watching girl-on-girl oral?
Of course.
You do? For real?
Yes, it's lovely.
You want a free BubbaArmy promo account on our OnlyFans deal so that you can strum the night away?
I would love that.
On your
Thank you.
blitzless nights?
Are
there any blitzless nights, or are all nights filled with blitz?
There's some
And bliss.
blitzless nights. They're cold and sad.
They are?
Yeah. I miss them.
Out of 7 nights, how many are blitzless on the average?
2 to 3.
Really? Nice. Do you miss them when you're not there?
Yeah.
Right.
And then the meds kick in and I just pass out.
Right. Anyway, our OnlyFans account, which is at TheBubbaArmy on OnlyFans, I think you'll get a huge kick, an erection, potentially. It's pretty hot. Lummy, you're in the late, but you're just sitting there like a bump on a log. The young Lummy does nothing wrong. In fact, I cleared it with you.
Yeah, just sitting there like a bump on a log.
Yeah, nothing's really changed.
All I can think of with this music is like real like cinematic countryside, like slow moving video, calming, a river flowing.
OnlyFans, girl on girl action.
Yeah.
OnlyFans, Janessa Brazil and a girl named Diamond doing a lappy smurf. Yeah, it's hot. Go join while you can. Lummy, we got a new parody?
Yes,
Who's
we do.
it from? Dark Match?
No, the real John from Naples.
The real John from Naples. It's the latest parody. And what's the working title?
It's about Dr. Dan.
Okay, well, that's not is that what it's called? It's about Dr. Dan?
Dan, what did you do? My computer froze. I'm sorry. I was in another window. Dan, what did you do?
Is that the official working title
Yes,
of it?
it is.
Dan, my computer froze. I was in another window.
It's windy.
It's windy. My scar's showing.
Yes. Dan, what did you do?
Bubba started riding his new e-bike.
So we're going e-biking.
But Dr. Danny did not get an invite. Danny took a spill like Jack and Jill. Now he's got a Dr. Halprin bill. He's like, hey, Danny, looks like you need some peroxide.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
He's like, hey, Danny, next time just stick to the sidewalk.
I'm okay.
This was your depot.
Yes, and I was so nervous I slipped and fell on my face.
Well, Dr. Dan, he finally got his first break to earn that ESQ that's on his nameplate. He might felt scared or unprepared. Now he's getting Brandon's old wheelchair. He's like, hey, Danny, you slipped and fell on your eyeball.
I slipped and I fell right on my eyebrow.
He said, hey, Danny, you left your watch on the sidewalk.
Then I don't remember a few minutes.
Well, Dr. Dan felt he had to pay his dues. Went to Zoom court in his new Gucci shoes. He slipped and fell in Danny's style. Now John Morgan's on his speed dial. He's like, hey,
pretty funny.
Danny, you should have worn some dark sides. He's like, hey, Danny, it's time for you to call Pound Law.
That's all.
And Jay and Steven like, dude, what did you do, dude? What did you do? Dude, what did you do?
And Jay and Steve are like, what did you do?
I know, I'm so stupid. I'm still post-concussive.
Hi, who's this?
Hey, Bubba, it's Broncho. How you doing?
Yeah, what do you want?
Bubba, I need some help.
Yeah, man, I just want to let you know I got this new shakedown scheme. It's called faststocktips.com.
Go on Amazon right now.
And I just want to let you know, man, you need to buy some Amazon and some Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, man. You know, it's a hot tip, and some Walmart. Yeah, man.
I need Dr. Dan to make a promo for me, please.
You need Dan to what?
Make a promo for me, please.
No, he's not making no
1 minute
promo. Dan's not making a 1 minute promo for anybody, including your dumbass.
How much money you got?
Yeah, how much you want to pay Dan?
How much you want?
It's $2,000 a minute for Dan.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Yeah, well, when you get $2,000, Dan will cut you a promo. He'll give half to me, and then he'll keep the other half.
You on dialysis again?
Okay. Yes, sir.
You on dialysis? I know Dan's got a soft spot in his heart, but he doesn't give breaks for people on dialysis. Sorry.
He'll send you some candy though.
Oh, by the way, give up my YouTube channel, please. YouTube.com/.
Stanley the Sniper cashing in on his sniper credit.
Thank you,
1,000 bits.
There you go,
gone.
Stanley. Hello. Hello.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's this?
This is
You called
Bubba.
us.
Hey, what's up with the radio signal, 98.3 and 820?
I don't know, man. I have been hearing
You tell us.
I've been hearing just like Mark Tate yelled at me about it yesterday, and I don't know what's wrong with AM 820 and the various FM repeaters they have around Tampa. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe I can call Big Woody, the boss over there, but they obviously got some kind of issue where you can't hear. Mark Tate Mark Tate called me yesterday and be like, listen, don't lie to me. Did you get fired off of 820? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he goes, well, they're not playing your show. I'm like, well, they're not playing anything.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, Bubba,
98.3, even North Clearwater, Dunedin, Palm Harbor is like sporadic. Other stations, I mean, like override it. I don't know. It's been like that for a while.
Those will the.
I mean, this is
the FM ones will be like that. That's just how they're going to be.
But if you go into like a iPhone app for 8:20 a.m., it'll still play.
Yeah, I know, Dan, but I'm talking about just right over your
but
radio.
on your car, it doesn't work. It's frustrating.
I know it's very frustrating, and and I get a lot of people that there are a lot of people that listen to us on AM 820. A lot.
Hall of Famer Iggy McGillicuddy, 1,062 bits.
Thank you, Iggy. Sir, I'm going to call Big Woody the boss over there. And listen, if you guys would just be honest with us and say, hey, we blew up a transformer or something. But, man, I get a lot of complaint calls. Hello.
Hey, Bubba, got a good Netflix recommendation for you.
All right.
Trainwreck Woodstock 99.
I've heard I should watch that. I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's only like 3 episodes, 3 like 45-minute episodes.
All right, but I'm going to watch it.
Hope it's better than Trading Paint.
I told you not to watch Trading Painting. It's the biggest cheese
Oh my God.
Ever.
Oh, but this all, do you know, it was a neat movie though, a little sad but interesting. Was The Age of Adeline? Has anyone seen that one?
Mm-mm.
It's about a girl that's kind of frozen in aging for a while. Harrison Ford's in it. It's really good. It doesn't ruin anything.
Like she doesn't get older, she just
Yep.
stays young?
Yep.
Well, that sounds pretty hot.
It is hot, and
Like
she's
Chuck
hot.
Everlasting.
It's a good movie.
Woodstock 99. Woody.
Hello.
You're live on the air.
Okay.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, on some stations.
All right. How you
Hold
doing?
on. You're live on our network. I don't know if you're live on your own radio station or not, but
Live in Charleston, Fort Walton.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're flame throwing in Charleston and Fort Walton right now, kid. But we don't know about any. Woody? What is wrong with the signal?
What is wrong with the signal?
Yeah, I've gotten all kinds of complaint calls like the last week saying something's wrong.
Yeah, we took a lightning strike, and it basically it severely damaged our transmitter to where we had to ship the whole thing back to the manufacturer. So the backup that we're on is just a really, really weak backup.
All right. Well, did you guys order some new parts from Amazon or something like that?
We've actually ordered a new transmitter.
Boy,
it's actually a modified CB radio they're using.
Yeah, you know what? It isn't much more than that.
You mean what we're working with right now?
What's that?
I mean, that's what we got right now. Is we're basically channel 14 on CB on a CB.
The repair should be back this week. It should be back tomorrow or Thursday at the latest.
All right. Well, because a bunch of people are like, I know you got fired, Bubba. I know you're not being honest with us. I'm like, I really don't think I got fired. If AM 820 would have fired me, I know a guy over there, Woody. I worked with him since the Power Pig. He'd give me the solid and tell me that.
The lighting has not been good to us. We've actually got engineers working on our towers today for that purpose. The surge protection just has not been working for us.
All right. Well, listen, and if we do get fired, Woody, could you at least give me a heads up, buddy?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
Absolutely.
Couple of ground rods maybe might help.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're welding them in today, so let's hope that takes care of it.
All right, Woody. Thank you for setting everybody straight because I was afraid I got fired.
Does Woody come to the baseball game?
Hey, Woody, are you coming to the baseball game Friday?
Absolutely.
Saturday.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'll be there.
Be there Saturday, not Friday though.
No, not Friday. We're there. We're there on Saturday, Woody.
Oh God.
I'll get there early.
All right, Woody. We love you.
All right.
Thanks.
Woody Brad James, I've known him for years.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
What a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
All right, now here officially is the Hall of Fame of 2022. I probably should have, the standard, the whole dog and pony show, should I not? Here, hold on. Do I not have it? Did I play in it? Is it going on here? Let me see here. Oh, I don't know what's going on here.
Uh-oh.
Is it not? Is my thing not working?
Uh-oh.
Well, I was broke.
Lightning struck it.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect. That's what you hear on 820.
Oh, all right. So let me just say, one, you got to start working like today.
Yeah.
On getting a hold of these people and getting the necessary pictures and artwork and the files, and I know that comes with some cost, so let me know so I can pay for all that.
Okay.
I know we got to get the pictures converted to a file and then over to Grouper Lips ASAP.
Yep.
I do not want this to be a last minute, Grouper Lips has 16 3D machines going 5 days before
down
the
to
event.
the hour.
He just ordered 7 new pallets of plastic, so we're good.
So this is the official list. Lummy, there are 15 people that are this year's class of 2022 Bubba Army Royalty / Hall of Fame. I beg of the people that did not get selection but were nominated to not be mad and realize that you probably will be, a shoo-in for next year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just we figure in all types of different situations, how much money you've spent, how long you've been with us. Just a lot of different
time, effort.
Yes, just a lot of different intangibles. And so this is this year's class. And I don't want to hear, I don't want any of you guys here, especially, well, how about this guy? Well, how about that guy? Well, how about this guy? This is the list. This list has been, everybody has contributed in this list. please, Blitz, assure them that this wasn't my list, and I took input from a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And so this is officially the list. And again, there's some people that damn near made it, and I'm sure will be a first. Will be a shoo-in for next year. Lummy, are you ready for this year's class of 2022 Bubba Army Royalty Hall of Fame?
Yes, sir.
The Big Phildo.
Phildo.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Creatine Travis.
Yay.
Hierarchy 65. Larry Bueller. J.B. Wood.
Yup.
Greg and Amy.
Yeah.
Individual, there'll be 2 busts. Maybe we'll put them together like a little couple.
Are these the final winners, or are we still discussing any of these things?
These are the people that are locked in.
These are all locked in 100%.
Is somebody? What
I heard
show's
you say that.
going through your headphones?
He was listening to 820. Sorry, lightning hit him. Lightning hit him.
He's still under concussion protocol.
And I even
There's
said
no play in this at all.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the
Okay. Just want to double check,
nominees.
just to
These are
make
the
sure.
winners.
Just to make sure. I know you said that you don't want people like flim flamming you, but I just want to make sure it's 100% locked. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to frustrate you, Bubba.
Anna, what did I say before we started the segment?
These are the shoe-in Hall of Famers, and if you
It's
didn't
not
make it
up for
in,
discussion.
you'll get in next year.
And none of
hopefully.
you guys start hitting me with why not this guy, why not that guy, why not this guy. I even said that, Dan.
I understand.
Throwing off my funk.
I'm not trying to throw off a funk.
You did.
I'm sorry.
Where do we leave off, Lummy?
FTE, Greg and Amy.
Separate but equal.
R.C. Hellaman.
Yeah.
Slammin' Phoebe's Beef.
Yes.
843 Bubba. D in a vac.
D in a vac.
Poodle ballin'.
Poodle ballin'.
Bubba's Cankles.
Bubba's Cankles.
And the final, go shuck yourself.
Go shuck yourself.
There it is.
Congratulations, class of 2022. God bless. Over Kevin Hinckley.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Let's see this shipwreck thing. Or train wreck. I don't even really remember this happening.
What train wreck?
Or the Woodstock 99 deal.
Oh.
Thank you, RG65.
Oh.
Let's try to get my Blitz. Try to tell Lummy.
Where did they have it?
Disclaimer up.
Gotcha. I'll go back to it right now.
Where was it? Do you know? Was it?
Woodstock? It was in New York, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Woodstock, New York.
And they wanted to have it. Like 30 years. I think I vaguely remember this happening. I was like 12. Did people die? Oh God. That's scary. Oh, I remember all these bands like Korn and fucking Rage Against the Machine. That's scary. Fucking people get squashed.
Yeah, they made a mistake about giving everyone a candle. When they gave everybody candles, they started lighting everything on fire.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, one of the groups thought it was
like
like going to make it, a nicer experience.
Oh man, that's scary. It's like Astro World meets Fire Festival times 50. No bueno. Limp Bizkit. I used to love Limp Bizkit. Rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And I know I'll be loving this shit right here. Yeah, no shit. Durst was a tool. Is he even alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Fred Durst?
He's still alive.
Where is he now? What is he like? 50 or something? That's crazy. He's 51, and he looks a little on the rough side.
What's up, Brian from Philly? What's up, Elm Close? BTLS for life.
Been married 3 times, and he's from Jacksonville, Florida. What the hell, Neds? His Erps? Just because her name is Anna and she's from California, it doesn't mean it. Morning, Iggy. One Biscuit is still together?
Yeah, they're still together. They still tour.
I don't know that. Thought the fans died with my
Thank you, Blix. I see it. Thank you.
middle school experience.
No, what video did she post on her Instagram? What's up, Daunting?
What you gonna do now?
What's up, Greg 843? What's up, Creatine? See you Sunday.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. We'll do it next, okay? Yes, sir. And then let me start working on getting.
Yeah, I'm already talking like with Grouper Lips.
Okay, and then I'll whatever I need to pay that company to do it or whatever, just let me know.
Okay.
What was the total number of them?
15.
Build more shelves. What's up, Stop and Go Steve? Uncle Fokker.
Morning Shivering Business Services, Hall of Famer, Kenny Priz, Honors Kosher Cram Hall, 36 months.
I'm sorry, that name made me laugh.
Your favorite screen name already checked in, so. Dan Diaco's Giant Dong.
Giant dong.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show.
Bubba started riding his new e-bike.
So we're going e-biking.
But Dr. Danny did not get an invite. It hurts. Danny took a spill like Jack and Jill. Now he's got a Dr. Halprin bill. He's like, hey, Danny, looks like you need some peroxide.
I'm okay, okay.
He's like, hey, Danny, next time just stick to the sidewalk.
I'm okay.
This was your depot.
Yes, and I was so nervous I slipped and fell on my face.
Well, Dr. Dan, he finally got his first break to earn that ESQ that's on his nameplate. He might felt scared or unprepared. Now he's getting Brendan's old wheelchair. He's like, hey, Danny, you slipped and fell on your eyeball.
I slipped and I fell right on my eyebrow.
He said, hey, Danny, you left your watch on the sidewalk.
Then I don't remember a few minutes.
Well, Dr. Dan felt he had to pay his dues when 2 Zoom court in his new Gucci shoes. He slipped and fell in Danny's style. Now John Morgan's on his speed dial. He's like, hey Danny, you should have worn some dark sides. He's like, hey Danny, it's time for you to call Pound Law. That's all. And Jay and Steven like, dude, what did you do, dude? What did you do? Dude, what did you do? Dude, what did you do?
I know, it's stupid. I'm still post-concussive.
If you've noticed interest rates climbing on your credit cards, well, hang on, my friend. It'll probably go even higher. The national interest rate on credit cards is over 19%. That's going to be on the rise. You can get a handle on all of this and lock yourself into a low fixed rate with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream.com/BTLS. A credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream can help you pay off your credit cards and lock in a low fixed interest rate. Rates start at 5.73% APR with auto pay and excellent credit. Anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 can be available with no fees and later that day. Lightstream believes people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they give you. And for my listeners only, apply now to get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is to go to Lightstream.com/BTLS. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com.
/BTLS.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and include a 0.50% auto pay discount. Lowest rates require excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit Lightstream.com/BTLS for more information. Hello.
Yeah, hey, I was trying to get a hold of the Bubba show.
This is Bubba. You're live on the air, sir.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Listen, I was just trying to find an update on the woman that was run over by the Pinellas County Sheriff on St. Pete Beach, and the news is tight-lipped about it. You can't find any information anywhere, so...
I've not really seen much coverage about it either, sir. I would, you might know more than I do. What do you know?
Well, I know that you guys like to look into things when they're not being reported, so that's why I thought I'd call you.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing it to our attention, and we'll start digging into it, bud.
I sure appreciate it.
All right, bud. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
So let me just reiterate this year's Hall of Fame class. I'd like to make sure. Oh, hold on. There you go. Sorry, Dan.
That's all right.
I want to reiterate that I'm in a no-win situation when I started this, Hall of Fame thing 2 years ago, because inevitably there's great people, like Donkey Teeth, and here are some nominees that, I wouldn't say almost made it, but are very, very, very deserved to be in this year's Hall of Fame. But I just have to have a cutoff, and not everybody can make it. And I hope that the Donkey Teeth and the Riz Hizzes and the JJ Chargers and the Nashes and the LM Close and the Balls Hurt and the Location Imaging and the Hootie Hoos and the Yippee-O Brandos and the Big Man 028s and the Solo Fords and the Brandon the Quads and the Three Parody Guys and the Super Fat Bubba Lights and other people and the Country Girls all understand and are not, don't turn into haters. And realize that you probably would be the forerunners and the favorites for next year's.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's just, I hope everybody understands. And, it's just, somebody's always going to be left out, and they're very deserved. And we wouldn't be able to do a show without each and every one of you. And especially when you're even in this level of consideration. You've done so much for this show. It's just hard not to put you all in. It really is. But, I'm trying to strategically have some type of rhyme or reason for it. So, and Blitz, we even went a few more than we wanted to this year because we have so many that are so deserved to be in there. I wanted to keep it at 12, and it ended up, I think, 15.
Mm-hmm. Yippee Brando, 1,000 bits.
And there's a guy that was in the running, but's a good sport and knows.
His comment to that bit here was, "You did the perfect list, Bubba."
Thank you, Yippee-O Brando. Fildo, Big Red, Creatine Travis, Hierarchy 65, Larry Bueller, JB Wood, Greg and Amy, RC Helleman, Slam and Phoebe Speeve, 843 Bubba, Dianavac, Poodle Ballin, Bubba's Cankles, and Go Shuck Yourself. are your 15 candidates for this year. Please congratulate them if you can.
Woo! Iggy McGillicuddy, 1,100 bits.
Thank you, 1,100.
Yay!
And we need Big Red to build 8 more shelves.
Yeah, we
Napa Mike, 1,000 bits.
we probably do need to start putting some shelves up because we got 15 busts to put up. And Lummy, you're going to start working on the
Picture part of it and getting with everyone. And then with the Cooper.
should we make Blitz? Should we? And since we just announced them, I think if we were to make any type of rules about the picture, it would be in bounds if it's this early.
Oh, it's funny because I was actually just going to say that.
Okay. So
Donkey Teeth get to 10 subs.
Oh, damn.
Look at this. God bless his little heart with his hot Asian wife.
Thank you.
But is it uncool for us to set some parameters with regards to your bust?
No, it's uncool to try to make it a joke.
Right. So here's the deal. I'd like a picture of you.
Hype train.
Oh man.
Iggy McGillicuddy, 1,000 bits.
Did he start this craziness?
Oh, it was all Iggy.
Tom
Good job,
talking.
Iggy.
Beep beeping.
You're on level 4.
Iggy.
Already?
Yeah. Big
All
time
right.
Iggy.
So Blitz, let's do this. I need a picture
843 Bubba, 2,000 bits.
of the way that you look for your driver's license.
Correct.
Beep
Like
And it's a couple. It's like what? One from the side, one from the front.
Technically, it's like a mugshot.
No.
One from the side, one from the front.
and no.
Locked in Hall of Famer. Hierarchy 65, gifted 50 subs.
Oh, my
Napa Mike gets 10 subs.
And you know what, Lummy? From this point forward, all 15 people that are now the class of 2022 need to be identified as
Hall of Famer?
Hall of Fame, like Larry Bueller, Sub King.
Hall of Famer Iggy McGillicuddy, 1,000 bits.
Hall of Famer Larry Bueller, Sub King. How many subs?
50.
50?
No,
Hype chain complete.
I'm not so behind. Yippee O'Brando, we got rained on. Yippee O'Brando, 1,900 bits.
Lummy, pull your act together.
There's a lot of stuff coming in. Tony D, 32, 1,000 bits. Hall of Famer RC Hellerman, 1,000 bits. Ned's Hizzard Beast 2 gifted 10 subs. Hall of Famer Larry Bueller, Sub King gifted 50 subs. 843 Bubba, 2,000. Hall of Famer 843 Bubba, 2,000
Man, they
bits.
just won't stop.
There you go.
Hall of Famer Hierarchy 65 gifted 50 subs.
Hall of Famer Grouper Lip. Say Hall of Famer Grouper Lip.
Hall of Famer Grouper Lip 5 subs. Hall of Famer Iggy McGillicuddy.
Thank you. Well, that was a quickie.
That was
That was a
nice.
quickie and a lot.
That was just a little pump and dump, was it
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, no, I mean, if you have glasses naturally, okay, where you're, I think like
Rudy Roto 0093 5,000.
you know, like I think I'm sorry, Todd.
Todd.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Gas City, Indiana, very own Scotty Landers. I think Scotty Landers naturally wears glasses, so his FTE I'm
Hall
sorry,
of Famer FT Craig Amy and Lakeland Hoosier 5 1,000 bits.
So Blitz, no glasses unless you wear glasses naturally.
Yeah.
No wigs, and no hats. Right? I mean,
Yeah, that would make it easier.
and no sweatshirts, like a hoodie sweatshirt. You know, like
Yeah.
and let me each picture that you get show to me so that I can say, yeah, that's acceptable. You know, we can, because the more elaborate your picture is, the harder it is to print, 3D print.
Yes.
So just a picture, a nice little picture of you with your big boy haircut. You know, style up your hair, and make it a normal pic, please. Because if not, we get into it takes a long time to 3D print a bozo wig and all that. Nothing against my fine friend Unsavory. I love you, Unsavory.
Jay's here.
Oh, Jay's here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jay. How are you?
Well,
Are you going to the game Saturday? Do you know? Dan's already canceled the kids.
no, I can't because I have a mother-in-law birthday.
Dan, who are you bringing instead?
I don't know.
We,
That was a I wish Jay was going to growl.
That was a
That's what that
was.
was. He
Yeah.
aimed at me.
Anyway,
Maybe I am going.
Danny, supposedly, little Danny's starting to get some 11-year-old action going on, and there was an actual girl that called the house looking for him last night at 9:30.
Yep.
First of all, isn't that a little late?
I would think, but it's a last night of summer because they don't start school till Wednesday, so I let that one go.
Oh, you did? And did she call the house?
Yeah,
and
his cell.
And his cell.
Uh-huh. know.
And like, do you have a monitoring device on his cell, or you just happen to be there when she called?
Oh, he just took the call
Dan
and it
lets
was
it eat.
here. We could all hear it, you know. I mean, he just took the call. He talked to her for like 10, 15 minutes.
Really, on speaker?
No.
There's 0 parental controls on Dan's phone, little Danny's phone.
Is Dan just letting him run wild, Jay, for the most part?
Let it eat.
That's another concerned parent right there. Does the Diaco family talk about how wild Dan lets the kids go?
No. What I do is I let Danny know, just like Pity's 4 years ahead of me, 5 years ahead of me. And so parents kind of let you, didn't people give you kind of inside egg, hey, here's what's going to come up. So I'm letting Danny know, like when I see social media stuff or things that's going on, I tell him, and then he and Romina address it. But I mean, these kids, they have a whole different language. You know, it's unbelievable.
Just kids in general, or Danny's kids?
All kids.
I didn't know if Dan's
my
kids
wife
are talking
got
Swahili or maybe you know.
I don't understand what they're saying.
I guess my wife is on like a mother's thread at the
I gotta
academy.
think that your wife might really be on it. Like of all people, Candle's on it the most.
She is, but the moms asked the teachers to come up with different acronyms or letters that kids use in text or words that kids use and define them. And Candle said that of the 20 words, she knew 0. And she asked my 10-year-old, and she knew every one of them.
Really?
Really?
Yes. I'll get you the list, Danny.
Can you get me a list?
I will.
Jay?
I will get that list.
So there's 20 different letters.
I think it maybe I'm making up the number. Maybe 20, maybe 10, but there was a number of phrases and acronyms that kids use that my wife could not define any of them.
And Candle, one, is probably the youngest of all of us, and
Yes.
two, well, next to Romina. Romina just got her driver's license, but but next to Romina, so she would be probably one of the hipper ones of all of us. Your wife, and if she doesn't know them, then I guarantee you we don't know them.
Right. No, there's no doubt. Maybe Blitz because it pays attention to those kind of little nuances in life, and I think maybe Anna because she's still
So young.
You know, so young.
Right.
She's in her mid-30s.
So young.
Thank you.
She's actually
millennial,
in her
but not in a bad way.
mid-20s.
In a good way.
Blitz makes her identify as a 22-year-old
Yes.
from the University of Tampa.
Yes. On my alma mater.
2022 teen slang meanings every parent should know.
And there's a bunch of them on that list, so can skip around.
Those are a lot of them right there. That's it. That's like a lot of that stuff.
AF.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah. A mood. A relatable feeling or situation. Okay.
Oh, like she's in a mood or.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a bad mood.
And I op. Is that what
I can't see any of this.
Yes.
And I op used when something is really surprising and provocative.
I never even heard of that.
And,
Right. Me either.
And that's on. Used to indicate that you've just shared a truth that needs to be no further discussion.
Really?
That's like right on.
ASL, age, sex, location.
Or AOL.
Welcome to
Did you know that
1992.
one? ASL?
Yeah, that's
Of
from
course,
AOL.
everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Basic, someone who is viewed as boring or a
Sure.
conforming
Oh, yeah, like
person.
a basic bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Bet, which means yes, I think, right?
Yeah.
Bia, which is short for bitch.
What was that?
Body count, the number of people somebody has slept with.
Sure.
Huh.
Bro, which is, I think,
Bruh.
bruh. BTL, no, I wish it was BTLS.
BTLS.
BTS, the Korean boy, we knew that.
Yeah.
Bussin'.
Yeah.
Awesome example. These tacos are bussin'. Hey, Lummy, that hairdo of yours is bussin'.
Oh, thanks, Bubba.
Cake, used to describe a
Fat ass.
large bottom. Oh, that cake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cake.
Cap'n means lion. CEO, to be representing of some activity or thing. Example, Taylor is the CEO of Sleeping In Late. Okay.
Oh. Woo.
What's this word?
Chugi?
Chuggy. Used to describe someone or something that is basic, out of date, or trying too hard.
I didn't know that.
So it'd be like, man, man, she's so chuggy. She's trying too hard, kind of. Is that what it is?
I don't know if that's context is correct or not.
Used to, cursed, used to describe something, usually an online image that is unsettling or creepy. Cringe.
We all know that one.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Hey.
Oh, hey, I know this. Attractive
Hey,
man.
Bubba. Is that what the answer is?
It
Daddy
said-
equals Bubba.
A attractive man, usually older, who conveys a sense of power and dominance. So all of us, we're all daddies.
Yes, I'm a daddy.
You know, you're not a
I'm a father.
Would Blitz be a daddy?
Sure. He's not that old, but.
Well, he is.
Just usually older.
You want to act like he's not that old, but he is old.
41's not old.
What's that?
41's not old.
Blitz is the, well, no, I guess he's the second youngest here.
Yeah.
That's 10 years. That's young. 41's young.
Dad, or deed, is it deed? Used when something is really funny or embarrassing. Example, oh my
Dead.
God. Is it dead?
Yeah.
Dope. We know that. Drip. We knew that.
DTF is
yeah, we're that.
Yeah.
E-girl, E-boy. A young person with emo-inspired punk rock style. Facts. An emphatic way to acknowledge, okay, whatever.
These
Friends.
are all common.
I'll get the list from my school because they were a little bit more. I mean, this is like literally A through Z. There's about 50 of them. Some of them are pretty obvious, but there are some on there that you would be like, I never heard of that. Like Chungy. I'd never heard of that.
Snatched. On point, very good, and well-styled. Lummy, you're snatched.
Oh, thank you.
Gas.
What's that?
Gas.
What's gas?
It says can refer to marijuana.
Oh.
Didn't know that.
Or something that's cool.
Can refer to marijuana or be used as something that's cool or be used as a verb to mean hype somebody up.
Gas me up.
That's one that,
Gas me
as
up,
parents,
Lummy.
Danny and I should know that.
Gas you up.
Yeah.
Gas me, yeah.
Gucci, something that's cool.
Yeah, this is all Karen, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Jay, get me the list that Candle's privy to what the Jesuit kids are saying.
I will.
Now, Danny, what school does your kids go to?
Academy of the Holy Names.
And this was from the Academy.
Why don't you send your kids to the same place that Jay's goes?
We did, except that Jesuit is a boys' school and it's only for high school. And so Jay's kids went to the academy until his son started high school, which forced him into Jesuit.
Well, now is little Danny going to go to Jesuit?
Most likely.
Okay.
Not
and
forced him, and he had to test him.
Well, whatever. But
you think Danny will make it?
Of course he will. He's brilliant. He's really smart. And like Danny in a way where it's like it doesn't have to try very hard, which frustrates every other cousin.
Well, he's probably not
and his sister,
smart.
I'm sure. Does it frustrate Sophia a little bit that it comes to him pretty easy?
Now, who's smarter at, how old is little Danny?
Almost 11.
All right, who was smarter at almost 11, Sophia or Danny?
It's different.
I think, Danny has better math skills and Sophia had better like conversational,
interpersonal
communication skills.
That's typical for boys and girls.
She's good. She's a super social kid, and she's becoming very academic. So, they're just, everyone learns a little differently, Bubba. And both of their children learn differently and have different strengths and weaknesses. And little Danny's got math on his side.
It's a great
like
pageant
Nicholas.
answer, Jay.
So what?
Well, it is. It's hard to, which kid's better.
Well, that's what we want to hear.
If Daddy Joe had to pick his favorite grandkid.
He already said it was Nick Diaco.
Easy.
It's easy. It's Nick, isn't it?
100%.
I think I asked him that at Easter, and he told me without even skipping a beat.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Nick Diaco.
That's the thing about Dad now is you can ask him any question,
and he'll just tell you unfiltered.
There wasn't even a
Joe.
It was just like Nick.
We need to go with unfiltered. We need to do a show called Unfiltered Joe. And we just ask him questions. What if I said, "Hey, Unfiltered Joe, who's your favorite son?"
Dan.
Dan, do you think that's it?
I don't know. It's probably a cross between me and Steve.
No, hold on. I was going to rank Steve as third.
Basically anybody but Jay.
Jay. He's like, who's Jay?
Dad's actually always been so equal in the way that he treated us. It's really incredible. It's been a great example. But yeah, I mean, I think your first son. I think your first son, your first kid, is you have
your longest
unique
relationship,
a unique bond with. He's a doctor.
Yeah, there you go, the doctor.
They spend a lot of time together.
They can doctor talk
for years.
Dan, do you and just like you used to feel left out when Jay and Steve would start lawyer talking? Do you and Joe ever start doctor talking, knowing that they can't? Like, shut up, you two over there.
Not
me
much.
Me and Dad's got a hematoma with a yippee-yo. The bad thing about it is Jay's seen so many wrecks, and he pretty much is a doctor too.
He understands 99% of the lingo.
Right. So, now how about Arlene? Does she have a distinct... I know for years that she wrote in each card, "You're my favorite," and Steve's actually believed it. Oh, no, Jay actually
believed it.
Dan knew it was a rib, and Steve knew it was a rib, but Jay was actually crushed when she found out that she wrote the same thing in Danny and Steve.
Got played, Jay.
But does Arlene have a... Like, my mom has a favorite.
It's between me and Steven.
How do I get screwed on out of it?
Yeah, Jay. And meanwhile,
have you ever heard of like the baby's the favorite, Dan? You got that one wrong with Mom.
How many times have you gone to her house and had dinner in the last 3 years?
Oh.
It always ends up a big blowout here. This segment always ends up.
What did I do last night for
Hold on.
Dad? Come on, man.
This crosstalk that we had, this Diaco crossover, always ends up being a heat getter. Like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you guys ever discuss? What the wound that you opened on the show later in the day?
Sometimes. Not really. Do we? I mean, have you ever really? Do we ever really? No. I mean, it's been years.
Does Jay try to get out of the office before you get there, Danny?
I understand the question.
Sometimes you get to the office, the law office, later in the day.
Oh, he's always there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he spends the afternoons there.
Well, especially now he's trial prep. So he's laser locked, like, nothing else matters. He gets so engulfed into his trial.
He's been working double shift for the last 6, 7, 8 weeks.
He takes it personal. He really does. He takes it personal.
He's dreaming about it.
A lot of lawyers can, close up the office at 5:30 and get home and eat dinner at 6 with the family. Not Jay. Jay, when he's in trial mode, is like it's Jay
all
trial
consuming.
mode. Oh yeah,
all consuming.
But Jay and I were working together until 6:45 almost last night.
No doubt.
And had nothing to do with the trial. It was a different new
You'll
case.
like this, Bubba. And I don't want to call out who it was, but a bailiff from when we were in court referred us a significant wrongful death case. And think how many people that guy's seen try cases.
Just think how many people have come through his courtroom, and he had his, basically the pick of the litter as to who he would refer his friend or loved one to. And that is a very much an expert of the system, and has seen every, attorney and their swag and their outcome, and he picked you. That's pretty good.
I was very pleased with it. Danny and I saw it at about 5:30. It was about a 4:30 intake, and I have to give my mind a little bit of break every now and then, and so I try to stop looking at my cell phone. But Danny said, "Did you see this?" And I said, "No." And we looked at it, and I said, "We got to call right now." And so we talked to that grieving family until 6:45. And at the end of it, I said, this is one of the differences you'll get is this is a little firm, not little in the sense that we can't handle big things, but we're a small firm, a family firm, and you're going to get a level of compassion that you're not going to get anywhere else. And Danny said, and I'm a medical doctor, so get the medical records, and I can give you insight immediately, which they're going to do.
Oh, that is great. And it all came from a bailiff.
Yep.
A guy that's, again, seen hundreds of lawyers come in there, try cases, see the outcome, and, when he had an opportunity to refer, a loved one or a family member, and at this point, man, there's 1,000 firms you could go with, right, Jay? I mean, there's ones that got
more.
No, but there's ones that got fancy billboards and highly produced commercials, and then there's the big ones, and then there's the guys like you who get great outcomes. And if you know anything about, and you've seen you in action, you pick up the phone and you call you guys.
But Bubba, when I had the big firm and I had 4 offices and 150 employees and 50 lawyers, I did the same thing. This is the way I've always been. When we were in trial, I shut my entire practice down to handle your trial for months leading up to it and for the trial. And so this is not uncommon. That's what you have your rest of your office staff for. Things in my office are moving forward. Danny's helping with that. My other law partner's helping with that. But I get to focus all of my energy on this. And so I'm living the case, and the other lawyers are doing their job.
Right. That's what I say. Some lawyers can say, lock up the shop and be home. You can't. You engulf yourself in this, and you take it. I don't know if I can get this right, but you take it personal. This is you are in the trenches.
I do take it personally, and when people say things to me and then they lie on me, I have to call them out.
You mean like your brother? Oh, I'm sorry.
Never.
Daniel Rose, 25 on the Venmo at TheBubbaArmy. Jay, we're going to make the transition over. Nice. Danny, you good? We'll see you Friday.
Okay. Have a great day.
Hey, all right, buddy.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Hi, Danny.
See you guys. Have a great day. Great day, buddy.
Thank
you. Good morning, you guys.
Thank you, D.
Good morning.
Jay?
Oh, gee.
If it's okay, I mean, you step out 2 minutes early. I got to literally start a Zoom depot from my car. How about that?
Buddy, whatever you need, buddy. I can tell you.
It's okay, buddy.
That's what you want when you go to court.
What you eat? Hopefully not frozen pizza. A lot of them got recalled.
Oh.
Pee. But I'll pee next break. Is that okay?
You can pee now if you want.
Really?
Oh. Go for it.
All right. Thank you. Do you need anything?
Mm-mm. I got my Cheez-Its. I got chat.
Update our recruiting teacher.
What up, Instar? Good morning. I'm gonna call you the police. Next jump. 660, 32 months. What's up, Rugged H? Nick the Gun Guy, good morning. I'm not talking to you, Instar, about that. Last Master Flash, good morning. Instar is a northerner that is trying to ruin Florida's animal life, bringing iguanas down. Good morning, Belt Hazard. B. Bronson 825. Good morning, Hollow 21. House 83. Uda Ballin. Bubba's Blood Fart. Good morning, Beacon Fabian. Jimmy Jam, 227, good morning. Swifty Jones, 17 months. Marcus and Mark. Good morning. Big Flave. Chuck and Dion, stop. Good morning. Big Lunger, good morning. Mad Real 1, good morning. The Real Baloney. Good morning. Yeah. I think they all moved away. I think they moved behind the fence. Nash's young boy, good morning.
Take it easy, Danny.
That's what I think.
I think so too. I think it's gonna probably be a trial. I would say.
How long's the trial scheduled for?
3 weeks. 3 weeks. You know, I took 7-hour depot the other day. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
What's up, everybody? How you doing, Lum Lum?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
Good morning, Bird Woman.
Thank you, Hallie.
Police.
JB. Yeah, I'm in my uniform. This is my go to court. This is actually my depot one with blue. If I'm in court, it's white. What's up, Big Lunger?
You wearing your
Lummy's
big watch
chip.
too on your depot?
I usually wear a gold watch for this kind of thing. When I go to court, I have an old school watch.
That's why I was seeing
Yeah,
which one.
I don't have my courtroom watch today. Morning, little Wilbur. Grouper Lips, Real Baloney, Kendall Hill. How is everyone doing?
Amazing.
Morning, Stop and Go.
Caribbean Kool-Aid.
Thank you, Golden Egg Lair. Appreciate that. Audio Pro. BJ Click. It was great. As good as the Michael Hunt concert.
What was it, Kurt Angel?
That song today was hilarious.
How are your potatoes?
Hey Dan, put a little peroxide. It was pretty damn funny.
I don't have.
What's up, Trickney Ashley? HS Bubba, what up? No, it's not Pierre Cardin. That's from a movie. If it's what I'm thinking, you're thinking about.
Just some steak of meat. But
Not real. What's up, Mike?
See what I got.
Pulley your luck, Couch Daddy, Swifty Jones.
Or I might have this
It's
for my dad.
Julio.
They have green beans, corn, and a fucking chicken.
How's everybody doing?
There you go. Yeah.
You know, I still love my job, even though I hate working, if that can make sense.
Fancy and homemade.
I'd rather not work, but if I do, I like the job I have.
Exactly.
Thank you for that, John. That was hilarious, by the way. Really, really funny. Morning Highway 73. Bubba's next girl.
Slim, Phoebe.
I gotta call you the police.
Beaver.
Whoop, whoop.
Raymond Phoebe's Beaver, Hall of Fame, at 10,000
What's up?
bits.
Slamming. Super Fat, good morning. Biggie,
Fat.
BJ Click, thank you. Thank you. The all gimmicked up. Now that's funny. He's a GAF, a good GAF.
Oh.
That's just funny to use that.
There you go.
Thank you, Sicilian Redneck. FTE, what up? That's Holio. No, it's Ice Holio.
Thank you, Slim and Phoebe's Beaver Hall of Famer.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show.
Bubba started riding his new e-bike.
So we're going e-biking.
But Dr. Danny did not get an invite. It hurts. Danny took a spill like Jack and Jill. Now he's got a Dr. Halprin bill. He's like, hey, Danny, looks like you need some peroxide.
I'm like, I'm okay.
He's like, hey, Danny, next time just stick to the sidewalk.
I'm okay.
This was your depot.
Yes, and I was so nervous I slipped and fell on my face.
Well, Dr. Dan, he finally got his first break to earn that ESQ that's on his nameplate. He might felt scared or unprepared. Now he's getting Brendan's old wheelchair. He's like, hey, Danny, you slipped and fell on your eyeball.
I slipped and I fell right on my eyebrow.
He said, hey, Danny, you left your watch on the sidewalk.
Then I don't remember a few minutes.
Well, Dr. Dan felt he had to pay his dues. Went to Zoom court in his new Gucci shoes. He slipped and fell in Danny's style. Now John Morgan's on his speed dial. He's like, hey, Danny, you should have worn some dark sides. He's like, hey, Danny, it's time for you to call Pound Law.
That's all.
And Jane Stephen like, dude, what did you do, dude? What did you do? Dude, what did you do? Dude, what did you do?
I know, I'm so stupid. I'm still post-concussive.
Don't forget our OnlyFans account. It's quite hot. Lummy, are you working on the 15 Hall of Famers?
Yes, sir. Just going back and forth with Grouper Lips.
Got any of them done yet?
You got any of them done? Red's probably already got his picture taken.
Oh, I'm sure. Creep and Travis, I'm sure he's had it sitting around
Best
for a
picture
while.
ever, Cuzzy.
Best picture ever, Cuzzy, with my Target shirt on.
That's right.
Travis's real name, I don't know if you guys know this or not. A lot of people have asked me. It's Mike Bellagio. Did you know that's his real name and I'm not supposed to be saying that?
Well,
yes to
that's out of the
both.
bag.
I told him I was going to say it. He dared me. Is that a heat getter?
Not at all.
I don't know, Cuzzo.
Big E 7375, 1500 bits.
Mike Bellagio.
He should know better than to dare you.
Hall of Famer. Slam and Phoebe's beef 10,000.
Go shuck yourself. Bubba's Cankles, Poodle Ball, and DNFAC 843. Bubba, Slammin' Phoebe's Beef. RC, Helleman, Greg and Amy, JB Wood, Larry Bueller, Hierarchy 65, Creatine Travis, also known as Mike Bellagio, Big Red, and the Big Fildo is your class of 2023. Jay's got to leave a little bit early because he's got a big fancy Zoom meeting going on. That's why he's all now. Jay, can you do it from your car and that's acceptable? Like, is it just a little meeting, not a big deal? Like, it's not a full blown like court hearing or nothing, is it?
It's not a hearing. It is a deposition, but it's my expert. So all I've got to do is introduce myself and then let him go. I don't have to do anything other than object. And he's such a sophisticated expert, I don't have to do anything. So I will do the first 15 minutes from here to my office, and then I'll get on my office and I'll log back in.
Brother.
And I'll deal with the rest of it.
You're gonna be in your office, brother.
Did I say that?
No.
Yeah. Did I sound like?
No,
Hogan
it's an
there?
ongoing rib. Anytime anybody says the word "in my office," then you got to put "brother" by it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I'll do that.
Just as a rib. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when I get to my office, brother.
Now, this is LeBron James's kid.
Yeah.
How old is he?
17.
He's 17.
Yeah.
How tall?
I think he's 6'2".
He's only 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2" or 6'3".
Ronnie James to the basket.
Wow. That's pretty good.
So on this same,
and he's 17?
yeah. So on the same team, it's the under 18. They got Anthony Hardaway's kid and Scottie Pippen's kid.
For real?
Yeah.
It's like the kid league.
On the California kid.
Ronnie James to the basket. Ronnie with a basket bombardment.
Pretty good.
And this guy's a guard, right? Is he a guard?
Yeah.
Ronnie James to the basket.
Pretty impressive.
Sure is.
How many more years is LeBron going to play? And has he beat? Is it Kareem that has the all-time scoring record?
Yeah. No, he has not beat him yet.
And how many more years is LeBron? Like, isn't he getting kind of old? And isn't he kind of like not a joke, but like, just get out of here already? Everybody's kind of tired of him. He's flapping his gum all the time.
I mean, he keeps switching teams, to get his championship, and then he's.
I don't think that, and everybody. I mean, like the Lakers were loaded, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he went to the Lakers because they were loaded. Didn't Golden State win this past year?
Yeah.
And the Lakers haven't won one since. Has he won one with the Lakers? LeBron?
Yes, I believe he has.
You think he won one?
I think he won one with them early on.
LeBron is now LeCaren in L.A. He cries and complains about everything.
That's true.
I mean, the league has really changed from the Larry Bird, Dr. J, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson,
Could Charles Barkley exist today?
Moses Malone, Karl Malone, I should say. Could Charles Barkley? I wish there would be a guy that flapped his gum and talked as much crap as Charles Barkley.
Physical in the paint, that took it like he did. Superstar. He could back up what he said, but he was very vocal. I don't know that people would deal with that now.
I didn't really appreciate Charles Barkley and Shaq until after they got out of the league and I saw their dynamic and just how funny and cynical they really are. Like, they just bust each other's balls and they don't care.
Well, the only Philly
that.
team I've ever liked was the Charles Barkley 76ers. I liked that Philly team. I'm from Philly, and I've never really liked the Eagles. I used to like them until I went to a couple Super Bowls. Philly fans are super obnoxious. I mean, I love Philadelphia, and then I'm from there, but I've become a Tampa sports fan. I liked the Charles Barkley 76ers team. He was awesome.
Yeah, when you live down here as long as we all have, and then there's natives such as Blitz and Lummy. So obviously, Lummy, it was indoctrined to you to be a Tampa Bay, fan.
Correct.
But I outside of the Packers, I'm like my favorite hockey team's the Lightning. My favorite basketball team would probably still be the Pacers, just because I grew up with the Pacers. But then I was a Celtics fan when Larry played. But then when Larry left, he went to the Pacers organization. So I've always liked the Pacers, and we don't have a team here. Baseball, I was always born and raised a Milwaukee Brewers fan. That's where Hank Aaron last played, and it's my dad was spent some time in Baraboo, Wisconsin, so I was kind of indoctrined.
Now, who did you like, Lummy, as a kid in baseball?
Growing up without the Rays, here was the Cubs because my family's from Chicago.
I was going to say, a lot of people from this area
Atlanta.
Growing up like the Braves.
That's what
TBS.
When I was a kid, like elementary school, it was the Braves.
Oh yeah, the Braves.
Yeah. Phillies too. They did their spring training over in St. Petersburg. There's a big Phillies, conglomerate
They're
around
Cardinals,
here.
But the Cubs, because we also got WGN.
True.
They showed the Cubs.
And then football before the Bucks, it was probably all Dolphins, right? You were a Dolphins fan down here.
I was a forced Eagles fan before then, but I was really young when they came.
Before the Bucks got here. I got to think that everybody here might have been, Miami Dolphins fans.
Think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so either. Because
I was 6. That's how old that is. I was 6.
So
and my dad was on the first squad.
What? Yeah, your dad was, worked for Rich McVay. I'm sorry,
Richard McKay.
Richard McKay.
Or no, it's like the dad,
John McKay.
John McKay.
They worked for both actually.
Yeah, Rich McKay was the son that ended up being a GM.
Yep.
And John McKay was the first coach of the Bucs for, I don't know, maybe 10 years?
Yep, the one that used to coach at USC and talked OJ out of the car.
Oh, that's right. So, Lummy, who did people like when you grew up before the Bucs got here?
Well, the Bucs got here in '76.
Yeah,
when did you
born? Like 83, 4.
Oh, 84. Okay. Wonder who your dad liked.
My dad liked the Bears because obviously from Chicago.
Right. Are the Bears going to be decent this year?
No, they're going to absolutely suck.
Yeah, I think around here before the Bucs, it was like a mix of everything.
Yeah.
Right.
There wasn't
Falcons. you know,
wherever people were
Saints.
from.
Right. It was like wherever you're from,
Yeah.
right? If you're
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Ohio, you might be a Bengals or a Browns fan. Lummy, what are you hearing on my Packers with regards supposedly they're really trying to trade Jordan Love right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're
trying to get a first rounder out of him. I don't know that I don't know that he's worth that, or is the quarterback hopper so barren right now that you just might get a first rounder for him?
I mean, it just depends because I mean, you still got Jimmy G that's out there. So I mean, there's different teams that are maybe looking
Yeah, but
at
Jimmy
Jimmy
G's
G.
a little bit older, isn't he? Isn't he like 30, 3 or something like that?
No, I don't think he's that old.
Oh, okay.
I think he's still got a couple of good years left.
And they're saying that the Deshaun Watson ruling for the Browns is looking like he's going to get more time.
Well, yeah, the NFL wants him. The NFL wants him to get
A year.
Yeah.
And then some woman arbitrator gave him 6 games,
Yeah.
and now Goodell has appealed that and assigned a new arbitrator, and they're thinking that he's going to get more games now.
Yeah, they want him to get a year just so it kind of makes him look better.
So who comes into could the Browns be a possibility for a Jordan Love, or do you think they'll go Jimmy Garoppolo?
Well, that's what they're talking about. They're kind of seeing what happens because they're looking at Jimmy G. They could do a Jordan Love. I mean, right now they're pulling for probably Jimmy G.
Yeah, I mean he's far more established, but he's not that good of a quarterback, I don't think.
He's got hurt a couple of times. I mean, he did. I mean, if you want to go with the Colin Kaepernick thing, he did lead the 49ers to a Super Bowl. They did not win, but I mean,
Who,
if
Jimmy
that's-
G?
Yeah. I mean, so if that's the whole thing of how good you are, I mean, he did lead them. He's just been injured a lot.
Right. And then how old is he?
I believe he's 29.
All right, so 30.
Yeah.
And what's his deal like? Like, has he got big money deal?
Well, that's the thing is, yeah, the 49ers have to
the-
cover like 20 million of it.
Oh, they do?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And who's their new starter?
Oh, it's a kid out of North Dakota that they give. I can't think of his name.
Is he a true rook?
No, he was on the team last year. He was kind of sitting in the back. He's like one of those running quarterbacks.
Like a Lamar Thomas?
Lamar Jackson, yeah.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Or like Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, like one of those.
Kyler
yeah.
Murray?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Patrick Mahomes.
That's what the kids like?
Yeah, Trey Lance. That's his name.
And so what are you hearing, what are you hearing from the Carolina team?
They're probably going to go with Baker. And Sam Darnold's going to be sitting back.
I thought Darnold looked better in this one particular game.
Yeah, but they're saying that Baker looks better in practice than
All right.
Sam Darnold.
So do you trade Sam Darnold?
Well, once again, but who wants Sam Darnold? I mean, he's got a big contract too. So
and he's just a retread anyway, right?
Yeah, he's from the Jets. So they'll probably keep him unless someone really offers him something. But I don't see that, and they're not going to want to cover his salary. His contract. I think right now, you're looking at probably week 3 before the quarterbacks start getting traded. Like if someone picks up a Jimmy G,
week 3 of preseason?
Yeah, week 3 of the preseason. They kind of let the who they have play another week 2.
Does Tom sit out one more week and then he'll be back week 3?
Yeah, they said he's going to come back week 3.
Where do the Bucks play this week?
Tennessee.
At Tennessee?
Yep. They don't have another home game till our Packers game. That would be the first home game for the Bucks.
You're kidding me.
Nope. Well, that's how long it's going to be. September 25th.
Is that the third? Is the Packers game the third game of the season?
Yes.
So they start out 2 on the road.
Yes,
Where do the Bucks open up at?
I think it's a divisional game because
Saints.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, Dallas.
They have a really tough schedule this year. They got a lot of good home games too.
Bucks open up at Dallas.
Yeah.
Then where do they go?
Saints.
Yep.
Red Nose.
Then the Saints.
And then
Red
home to Green Bay.
is Jameis the starter for the Saints?
Oh yeah, for sure. Barring any injury, but he should be good to go week 2.
I guarantee you he won't. He'll take a slide against the 45 guy this year against the Bucks.
Oh yeah, he'll keep an eye out.
Remember he was trying to run, and the 45 guy showed him the good news, yoked him right down to 0, and blew out his ACL.
What I'm just curious about with Jameis this year is if they let him off of the leash, because last year coming into the Bucks game, he had like 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but he was really, really limited in that offense.
No, I think that guy's so erratic you have to limit him.
Yes, you do.
Right, but it seemed like that game against the Bucks was finally that week where they were getting a little more comfortable with him airing it out. I'm curious.
Yeah, he got so comfortable that he blew his knee out.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, the script calls for when you're running downfield for you to slide and not take on that. Was it Devin White?
Yes, it was.
Not take on Devin White, a 45-year-old absolute monster of a linebacker.
Well,
one of the
another
best
thing-
linebackers in the league.
Yeah, but
you don't take that guy. You don't let that guy yoke you from behind. You
I don't
slide
think
on
he-
that guy.
I don't think he had any intention of going head on with Devin White. He was kind of trying to run out of the pocket away from a sack, so he was more so running for his life.
If you watch the play, though, there's plenty of times that he could have. There's plenty of time prior to White yoking him down, almost like a reverse horse collar kind of deal from the behind, because he's a monster. Winston just tried to get like an extra 2 or 3 yards, and had he committed to a slide, White couldn't have touched him.
Exactly.
Or just could have touched, or could have just put his hand on him like he's down.
Yep.
He could not have made any type of football contact move at him at all. Find me the play. It's Jameis, thinking he's all that and tough, trying to squeeze out. You don't squeeze out 2 extra yards on Devin White, because he will he is one of the toughest linebackers in the league, is he not?
Yes, he is.
And so if the script calls for a slide, I hope Winston slides, idiot.
Well, and also,
I never liked him. I never cared for
not many
him.
people did. The Alvin Kamara is going to get suspended too, most likely. So
Who's that?
They're really good running back. He beat the crap out of a guy in Vegas.
Who? Our good running back
No,
or there?
the Saints. So they're going to have to rely on Jameis, which means he'll throw like 5 picks because he can't handle pressure.
I had seen some reports saying that he's not going to be disciplined until after this season.
You beat the crap out of a guy. I think you should be probably disciplined.
You would think, but
Yeah, but they're too worried about making an example out of the Browns guy, which I really don't even think that this is that big of a deal. There's no criminal charges. It's all civil, is it not? Or is there one pending? Is there a couple criminal pending?
I think he settled with everybody. Outside of it.
Watch this play. I know I watched it 1,000,000 times. All right. So now, okay, Winston gets forced out of his pocket. Oh, you're right. I guess White kind of got him from behind, right? I guess Winston. Maybe Winston didn't have an opportunity to slide.
Hold on. No, he could have. If you look what he's looking at, if you go back a little bit, look. So when he rolls out, look at. There's 2 guys sitting there ready to 54 is literally, and he was still going to try to juke him out. That's the thing.
Man, White is just an absolute monster. Watch this.
My favorite player on the defense.
One-handed. Look at that bicep. Look at that. Look at those striations on those forearms.
Looks
Oh,
good.
you don't want to slide? Well, I'm going to go ahead and absolutely tear your knee out of its joint, because
Look at the knee.
with one hand. With one hand.
Devin White owns his own horse farm, so he's got that farm strength.
Oh, he's got all kinds of strength.
He does. He's using holding
Look at that.
bridles.
Yeah, that's right. Look at this. Boom. I'm going to grab you. I'm going to show you the good news right here. Boom. You won't be needing that ACL. Bam. Don't you not slide on me, bitch. Boom. You won't be needing that ACL. Bam. Boom. Good knowing you, kid. That's how we roll
Actually,
down
Bubba,
here.
you're more kind of like this.
When you
real
see the
quick,
future,
an
can you see that, Bubba?
like an overview of it.
I remember watching it as it
he
happened.
did a ball fake to him instead of slide because he thought he was going to juke him out.
I remember watching it as it happened and be like, this is a prime example of a guy that's a little full of himself, that thinks he's a little tougher than he really is, and he should have committed to the slide about 3 yards earlier, and he wouldn't have be out. Wasn't he out for the season?
Yes.
The entire season.
Yeah. But see how he tries to do that little pump fake, try to get to, juke him out?
Yeah.
Whoop,
All right,
there.
now look
Slide.
at this. If you're seeing this right now, I'm hitting the deck.
Yeah.
You got 45 with a full head of steam on your ass.
And Sue's coming right behind him with the JPP.
Right. Here's the tackle. It's a perfectly legal tackle. Now, had Jameis committed to the slide and wasn't on both feet, then it's not probably, it's probably a personal foul.
Flag flies.
He's like, man, I just blew up my 45. Just blew my.
When you pull back,
it's really not. He's got
you have to get
he's got the
inside.
shoulder. He's got the shoulder pad. Horse collars when you're up on the neck area.
I thought so too.
Not when you grab the jersey on the back of the shoulder pad. This is just a back tackle.
Yeah, and I don't think he's intentionally doing anything. He's just not letting go.
Right.
His body weight.
Yeah.
That's all shirt.
Again, Lummy, this is him being, trying to be too much. That was his problem down here, is he tries too hard.
Yep.
He doesn't know when to take a sack. He doesn't know when to throw the ball out of bounds, and he doesn't know when to slide, obviously.
He gets forced out of the pocket with Shaq Barrett coming around that
See how
edge.
nervous I beat you. You got all these big guys just trying to smash you right down to zero. Look,
He's at the goal
running
line,
for your
too.
life. Yeah, running for your life.
College ball and pro ball. In the NCAA, he was fast enough and athletic enough to make those plays happen.
Right.
And there was not everyone in the field was not as fast or faster than he is and making better decisions than he does.
Well, and you're going against one of the stud-ass linebackers in the league.
They're all so fast, though. His pocket closes in on him way faster than it did in college ball, and he's never been able to get to the change in the pace of the game. He's never been able to get to that number, that quality of getting the ball off. What is it, 1.9 seconds or 2 point, whatever that number is, 2.5.
I was flying back from Indiana, and I was watching the replay of the Washington Carolina game.
Washington Commanders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you find me who the play-by-play team was for this past weekend? Because they had this color commentator who was just irritating. He was like trying too hard. You know how a color commentator does? Like sometimes there'll be some where they don't really say much. The game kind of tells itself, and you don't need. John Madden didn't. He wasn't giving you the boom and the pow every play, so that when he did something animated, it was good. There's just guys that know how to do it and guys that don't. And I was watching the Washington Carolina. I actually wrote it down as a note to have Lummy find me the play-by-play guys for Washington. See if you can find me.
Do you remember it was on Fox or?
I don't know where it was, but I'm like, man, it might have been on the NFL Network. I don't know, but it was the worst commentary I've ever heard. And I'm like, you know what? I think the cupboard's kind of bare for quality play-by-play guys, because you got to think that they have to have 14 sets of 14 or 15 sets of play-by-play guys in order to cover every game.
Yeah.
Tampa had Chris Myers and Rondé Barber.
And
they do a great job.
They've been doing that for a while, too.
They do a great job. But, man, I got to try to find me out who did Carolina-Washington this week and see if we can find some excerpts of it.
Okay.
Because the color commentator guy was he just was like trying to be Mr. Johnny Jive ass and just throw in little.
I think it was Steve Smith.
It makes
it looks
difference.
like he's the one.
No, Steve Smith, the commentator?
No, like Steve Smith, the old player. So Steve Smith and Taylor Zarzui to call the preseason games.
I don't know. Let's see if we can find some footage of it. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to hit some words here.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Let's see.
Oh my God, let me know this guy's the worst. He tries so fucking hard to be jive and be cool and shit.
I mean, he did have a good NFL career. Let's see. He did used to kill us. Smith, joint TV broadcast. You gonna fucking. What was it? Morning, Julio. Fuck is it?
Elkhart Rob. Please get better, buddy.
I know you remember, but that was the last break then the show.
Yeah.
I know.
So I got one more to go.
I know you do. I'm just reminding you.
Yep.
All right for life. Good morning.
My favorite food this time of year is taco turkey.
Are those speakers hissing?
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
Time of year. What is this time of year? Are we in?
Which has a little history.
The fall.
Yeah. But it's okay because
It's
it's
still
late.
summer, huh? It's still summer until Labor Day.
Like air or something
2
like
weeks.
some weird noise.
I like taco dirty food. I like Mexican food. I'd like to try Ethiopian. Like
Taco dirty sounds good.
Ethiopian. Dorowa.
Taco dirty sounds
Let me. Blitz, did you see that email I got from the guy that?
Yeah.
Good morning, Ned's left testicle.
That's who it is. I just don't know if it's been paid or not.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
all
know.
about
I have no idea.
They say they haven't, so I'm going to pay him. I just want to make sure they're paying him.
Yeah, that's the right guy.
Okay. He sent me his information, so I'll pay him.
Okay.
I just did want to make sure that it was some guy who hacked the guy's
Yeah,
email.
no, that's who it is. I just.
All right, perfect. I'll get it handled.
Okay.
He gave me his info.
Okay. And then I've got a meeting with them, not with him, but with Mike and the other guys Thursday to look at the other
option?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. All right, bud.
Was it the Commanders guy?
I could go for some taco dirty broccoli.
I could as well.
That's you get 20 a month.
Man, we got a busy weekend. Bubba. Hey, Lummy, are you working on a Bubba 199 list?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I
We can do it privately. If you got some private shit, then we can talk private.
Yeah.
The wind.
Just don't step in front of a fan, let me.
Fuck off.
Your face might open up.
We're not doing that. Fuck off.
He's got a heavy tongue and the wind is strong. He can't talk. We're gonna have a pot up. I might be making a special something.
Mike Tyson said his best 3 years in life were in prison because he was finally at peace.
Oh God, he's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, you know what? You go ahead and tell him that. You
That'll
go ahead
go
and
real
tell
well.
Mike that he's out of his fucking
Yeah,
mind.
obviously no, he's
Because he'll punch a bitch too. He don't give a fuck.
Oh, I know he hits women or has in the past. What was her name? Gibbons.
Out of anybody I've ever met or interviewed, I was most uncomfortable meeting him.
Even OJ, you were more comfortable with?
Oh, OJ went fine.
You're like, I'm not a white woman, I'm fine.
OJ would just stab you.
I'm not fucking a waiter.
Yeah.
Ouch.
What about your ex fucking a waiter?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he like pretty
But
much
Mike Tyson's so
decapitated her.
calm, and you just know that if he really got mad at you, he
Oh, he's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. You have to be armed like Blitz. in
Don't
order to
touch
keep
his
him off you.
pigeon.
I don't care. I want to hang out with him.
Don't kick the back
I
of
do
his
too.
chair in an airplane.
I want to get high and hang out with him.
I want to hang out. I'm gonna hang out with his pigeons.
Hey Blitz, let's see if this
On
pigeon can
Logan
fly
Paul's
5,000 miles.
podcast, he like took a handful of mushrooms in his fucking
What's
nutty.
about the range on a real good pigeon?
I mean,
1,000 miles.
that's the limit.
Really?
Yeah.
To the limit.
Think that they used to use those carrier pigeons back in the day for literal messages. That was like.
Them motherfuckers, they'll take their pigeon. The Florida motherfuckers will drive them clear to like Charleston or fucking Charlotte and let them go. And the motherfuckers, they come back right here, right home.
So would they like bring Tyson's pigeons wherever they'd go to war, right? And then they'd send them back because they always go back? Is that how they would use them? Because you can't send them somewhere else, right? You can only send them home.
Yeah, they only know how to go home.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Fine.
That's a good woman right there.
That's what's up.
I need a woman like a homing pigeon that you can send her and she'll find her way home.
Unless you let her free in front of a semi truck.
True.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show.
Gonna end the show a little bit early, just so Justin Clark can get on a little early. He's got stuff to say. Plus, Jay's got a big-time depot here in a minute. He's all lawyered up with his big boy suit or his big boy tie.
Thank you,
Now,
Bubba.
Jay, does that come with the jacket, or
I have a jacket in the car.
Will you jacket up on this deal?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The new Diaco song, I was going to play it, but I've already played it 2 or 3 times, and I'll probably play it again tomorrow as well. Lummy, don't forget to remind everybody to go to our Facebook and our Instagram links. That's where you can get your tickets for Saturday night Tampa Tarpons game.
And YouTube.
And YouTube as well. There's a link on all of that. And tickets start at $5.38, and that's sitting in our section. So please, section 110 and 109 will be there. 6:15 is the first pitch. Either I'm going to throw it out or my mom's going to throw it out. One of the two. There's a Bubba 199 on Friday. Lummy, I know you're working on the roster for that. And yesterday's podcast is doing quite well. Did that one get away from us or not? I can't quite remember.
I think it was good.
Yeah, it didn't get away, but it was really good.
Perfect. Other than that, I'm pretty good. Lummy, any closing remarks, my friend?
When you go and try to buy your tickets, make sure you type in Bubba22 and the promo code before you look, so then it takes you to the private section that's closed off for just our promo code. A lot of people just go on and try to find a ticket. And then
it shows that section is sold out if you don't do that.
So type in Bubba22 and it will pull up 109 and 110.
And our link takes you right there.
Correct.
As well.
It plugs in the promo code for you.
We're all going to be there. Dan and Romina's going to be there. Jay and Candle cannot be there because Jay's got some mother-in-law duties he's got to do. But everybody else will be there. I think Mike Bellagio, better known as Creatine Travis, is going to be there. Big Red can't be there, right? Big Red's missing this.
Yes,
just
Big
newly
Red
Hall of Fame
yes,
Big Red.
Yes.
Will he
Hall
be
of Famer
at
Big Red.
the 199?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
But yes, he is missing the Tarpons game.
He is. Mother effer. This means a lot to me.
But Justin doesn't dare you to say his real name.
Justin. Anyway, you know what? I will play the Diaco song to end the show.
And Rollo Tomasi on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Rollo Tomasi.
Yes.
He's got a big podcast.
Mhm.
What's his podcast called?
The Rational Male. It was a book series he did, I think, in 2013.
He's going to be on the show
very
at
popular.
9 o'clock.
Pretty much the man of the manosphere. Talks a lot about how to date women in this current era.
Should I give him some of my tips as well?
Yeah, and he's a fan of yours. He used to live in Orlando. He lives in Reno now, but he lives in Orlando.
For real? He knows who I am?
Yes. So he's like, yeah, I know Bubba the Love Sponge. I'm like, perfect.
He might know your dad.
Yeah.
I should tell him go see Doug Clem down at
Knows
Sparks.
all the Clems.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jay, good luck on your hearing today.
Thank you.
And Anna, Blitz, and Lummy and I will be back for an after show. Blitz, we'll start that about 10:20 today.
10:20, okay.
Okay?
Perfect.
See you guys then.
Bubba started riding his new e-bike.
So we're going e-biking.
But Dr. Danny did not get an invite. It
hurts.
Danny took a spill like Jack and Jill. Now he's got a Dr. Halprin bill. He's like, hey, Danny, looks like you need some peroxide.
I'm like, I'm okay.
He's like, hey, Danny, next time just stick to the sidewalk.
I'm okay.
This was your depot.
Yes, and I was so nervous I slipped and fell on my face.
Well, Dr. Dan, he finally got his first break to earn that ESQ that's on his nameplate. He might felt scared or unprepared. Now he's getting Brendan's old wheelchair. He's like, hey, Danny, you slipped and fell on your eyeball.
I slipped and I fell right on my eyebrow.
He said, hey, Danny, you left your watch on the sidewalk.
Then I don't remember a few minutes.
Well, Dr. Dan felt he had to pay his dues. Went to Zoom court in his new Gucci shoes. He slipped and fell in Danny's style. Now John Morgan's on his speed dial. He's like, hey, Danny, you should have worn some dark sides. He's like, hey, Danny, it's time for you to call Pound Law.
That's all.
And Jay and Steven like, dude, what did you do, dude? What did you do? Dude, what did you do? Dude, what did you do?
I know it's stupid. I'm still post-concussive.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
operations manager and co-host Blitz K,
co-host and show historian Lummox,
co-host Anna Hummel,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council,
co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
Brett, the Filthy Ginger video editor,
the BRN agent Thomas Buttoned Up B,
and for everything else, go to TheBubbaArmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must never actually crossed the line and did something that was, No, and that's the thing. I what do you consider? I mean, I might have crossed the line. No, I don't. I consider crossing the line. You and I could have as much beef as we want. I know we never.